Merry Christmas, Sir Robert.
Yeah, basically, it's I'm visiting my parents for the holidays, and I swear, I think my parents looked at me funny when I said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get up at 4 in the morning to be on the do a live stream at 4:30 in the morning, and I'll try to keep it quiet so I don't wake everybody up." And they said, "What?
What? Yeah.
Who's watching at 4:30 in the morning?" I said, "Well," I said, "It's 7:30 Eastern, Mom."
Yeah. Did you use the phrase real time with her?
No, we don't use that out here. Hey, Finster.
Hey.
But even Finn's saying it's early.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's as is usually the case here when I come to the desert. I think the desert is a lie because it is raining like crazy here.
Did you catch her like once every 10-year rain?
Every time I come down here, it rains.
Are you still in Cali?
Yeah. Drove 9 hours yesterday. Never left the state.
Jesus.
It's bigger than you think.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that you did not catch the new Rebel Moon movie.
No, not yet. But yeah, pretty much yesterday I was driving most of the vast day, and then when I got here, we were just the usual parents chit chat.
Yeah. Well, speaking of chit chat, let's say hey to some of the people in the chit chat.
Yeah.
Becker, somehow I got here early. Congrats to Becker. The early bird gets the worm.
Ooh, he gets to drink the tequila.
Yeah. X11 Bravo, good morning, good morning. What is going on, Warlord? Hello, Eli. Raider Nation. Good, I'm not late. I am for work, but not for Legion. Nice.
Priorities.
Early gang, last day of work before a 3-day weekend. Nice. 3-day weekend, not bad. I would like one of those right about now. That'd be nice. Good morning.
Yeah.
Chris.
I just got pinged by one of our Australian guys asking me for some report or something. I told him, I said, yeah, that's going to have to wait until the 27th for you in Australia. I said, because I don't get back home and I didn't bring my work computer with me. So deal with it.
How long are y'all out for? Till the 27th?
Well, no. So my office is closed today and Monday, but I also took the 26th off so I can drive back home. So I'll get home on the 26th. The 26th for me will be the 27th for Australia. So I had to explain to him that he'd have to wait till the 27th his time before I can give him his thing because I don't have my computer.
That's fair.
And it's fine because his office is closed on the 25th and 26th. So some people are fresh. Mark's the fresh maker. Yeah, Mark's the fresh maker, and I'm the rain maker.
Isn't that the Mentos commercial?
Yeah, you strike me as a Mentos guy. See, whereas I'm more of a Bob from Insight. I lost audio. I don't know if you're muted or if it's me.
I muted it. I coughed.
Oh, okay.
Roscoe said, sorry it took me so long to get on here. I had to watch a Temu ad, so thanks, Temu. Yeah, that was hilarious. I think Remy won the YouTube with that.
Yeah.
What did you think of Rebel Moon, Mark? You think it's too early to talk spoilers?
I think so, given that it probably just dropped yesterday.
It's been out 9 hours, and it's like a 2-hour movie. So I mean, people have had a solid 7 hours to finish it.
So I think that you could give it, if you wanted to, whether you liked it or not, but leave your other stuff. Tell everybody they should tune in on Sunday for your
Well,
spoiler-filled review.
yeah, for people who follow Legion of Comics on YouTube, there's a spoiler-free post on there, and it goes a little something like this: exactly what it's meant to be: wild and sprawling sci-fi adventure that opens viewers to an entire universe. The heavy style of Snyder is on full display, and it works well. The film doesn't hold back diving into the world or the characters in a way that'll be more appreciated after the second part releases. There's a lot left to learn about the characters as well as the events that carved out this corner of the cosmos. I'm ready for part 2 right now. That's
Cool.
what I thought about Rebel Moon,
Excellent.
Child of Fire.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing it. It can't be the other sci-fi thing I watched the other day was absolutely the worst. So this has to be better. I suffered through Asteroid City.
Oh yeah, I think that's like you gotta really like Paul Anderson to like
Wes
that.
Anderson.
Yeah, Wes Anderson. Yeah, Paul Anderson's the Resident Evil guy.
I like some of his stuff, but
yeah, I was about to say you gotta like all of this stuff. I think because it's like the most Wes Anderson.
Oh my god, it was so crazy. I mean, I rewatched it like 3 or 4 times to get it all because I'd fall asleep at times. But man, there was like, I was like, oh man, there's so much star power here. This has got to be amazing. Nope.
No, yeah, it's just probably one of those things like setting aside the Wes Anderson thing. Like, there's some movies that are just absolutely bad movies. There's nothing to them. You know what I mean? And all you're looking at is the actual performance. You know what I mean? Like, I like to watch this person act no matter what they're doing. It's just fun to watch them act. The movie can be they can be on a stage by themselves in a broken down building, just reading a monologue, and I would enjoy it because I would enjoy watching them.
I've done that for Drew Barrymore. Yes.
Yeah. I do not have work today.
No, but I mean, it was the stylization and stuff. I kind of dig. I dig his stylized aesthetic, but man, the story itself was, I don't know.
I'm a Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou guy. I really enjoyed Life Aquatic.
I liked Hotel Budapest. But
Merry Christmas to you as well, Gary B. Good morning, Pops. Dur says 5 out of 10 is Zack Snyder fanboy as well. I'm going to give it a second watch later today, though. And yeah, the Star Wars hate was real. Are people really saying that Rebel Moon is the new Star Wars? It seems like a lot of people, because what it is, its inception started with like the idea that Zack Snyder potentially at one point might have been on a list to make a Star Wars movie, and this is a sci-fi movie. Like, when I watched it, I'm like, okay, so a lot of the negative feedback that came in like a week ago early on, like, oh, this is a Star Wars ripoff. Well, first off, it all started with the concept of a potential Star Wars thing, so there should be Star Wars-esque something to it. Like,
it was envisioned for the Star Wars universe initially, and then
its own thing. Like, I'm sitting there watching for it, like okay, where's the blatant Star Wars ripoff? It doesn't look any more blatant than anything else that's sci-fi that pulls from the giants that came before. You know what I mean?
Which was, to be real, Star Wars is a ripoff of many other things. So
yes.
If you want to use the term ripoff, I mean, ripoff is a harsh word versus borrows from or was inspired by. Those are the same words. They just don't have the same negative meaning.
It had lightsabers, kind of, Roscoe, and it kind of didn't. Like, so I saw the trailer with that chick that had what looked like lightsabers, and they turned out to not be that. And what they were a lot cooler. So you get swords that, if you see it in a split second, the trailer look like lightsabers, but they are not. They are not. I watched it late, so probably will be a 7 or 8 after the second watch. Wes Anderson is all style and zero substance. Pop started Asteroid City, didn't get through it. No desire to go back.
Yeah, I went back probably like 3 or 4 times to get through the whole thing and didn't improve it any. I was adamant that there had to be. I must be missing something. Oh, referring to the great scam of the week.
Yeah.
Or scandal of the week.
It's been a scandalous week for CGC. I don't think it's on CGC. Just from the stuff that I saw, Mike, this doesn't look like a CGC thing. It looks like just like there's scammers in any collectible hobby kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's good that if some of these things are being purported or what happened, then it's good that if CGC then learns from it and makes adjustments to their practice.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that a reholder was being done and a label was changed, that should have triggered a review of the product. Because if something wasn't identified as something and you send it as a reholder and say you want this to be labeled as such, then it should we can greatly verify that it's got a Mark Jewelers insert or whatever, maybe, but that should trigger a whole regrade, because now you have the potential that this isn't the original doc. This isn't what was originally done. It wasn't notated originally, type of thing. So that's my thing. And look, I will say that having been a person who received a slab this year that got my suspicions going, that I ended up sending it. I had purchased a book from Shortbox for the first appearance of Power Girl, that when I got it, upon examination, it looked like someone had tempered with the slab and had very meticulously sliced along the seam to hide the razor blade slice, and reinserted in another book. So it can happen.
Yeah. And this person, what it looks like is people are just changing out the entire inner well book this time. Not in your case, they changed out the book and kept the inner well in the.
Yeah.
This, it looks like, is just inner well swap outs,
which is even better because it's less evidence of a.
Yeah, and I feel like, dude, this has had to have been going on since the inception of CGC. Probably less now than it has in the past, because the cases have improved over the years. Where previously you can put a little tension on them bad boys, and you can just get them things right out.
And so this is where actually I will say, and having been mocked for many years about my past experience with PGX, everything else, I will go back to say that PGX, the advantage that they had over CGC is they sealed that label in the inner well, whereas CGC, that label is not sealed with that inner well. So you can do that where you can swap out inner wells. If you can get get that slab open without causing major damage to it, you can swap those inner wells out, no problem, and keep the original label. I had a video again this year where I got a book where that slab wasn't even properly closed and the label was completely loose and separate and everything else. Whereas PGX one, they were sealed in there. So maybe CGC needs to take a note from them and start sealing their labels inside their inner well. Yeah, I like Pops. I know he must be. I'm sure he's being sarcastic.
He's being 100% serious.
Yeah.
He was going to buy the original theatrical poster, have it framed and everything, but then he's like, "Yo, this is a Star Wars ripoff. Hard pass."
We're talking about the Buck Rogers from 1938, the Buster Crab one. Let's see. From what I see, the slab so easily tampered with. It's
no. When I say on CGC, I mean like where it's occurring at, not who's ultimate. And I don't think CGC is ultimately responsible for people tampering with their slabs. If that's like saying like, you know what, that counterfeiter over there printing all that money, the Treasury Department's to blame. I mean, you can't stop people from doing like criminal
No,
acts.
but the Treasury improves the bills
Yeah,
periodically to make it more difficult.
yeah, just like CGC has improved the slabs. Like I'm saying, I don't suspect that the person doing it is an employee of CGC, because again,
No.
if you do like some deep research, the exact same things that you're finding now, you would be able to find, happening ever since the inception of the company.
Well, it's always involving like these older, or at least the examples that have been shown, showing older slabs, which, yeah, the older slabs don't have those type of securities. But yeah, as long as, if anything, if people assign value to something and there's money to be made, somebody will find a way
Oh, every time.
to and the important thing is, yes, mention it. So if CGC can look into their process, see if there's something they can do on their end to reduce it. But more importantly, is for those people who are purchasing slabs to be aware of it, and especially when you're looking at high dollar slabs.
One thing they started doing here recently, Rob, is doing the graders notes on. It's not 100%. I'll give it that, but they've been doing graders notes for like most books now, and then like on top of that, they scan the books.
Yeah, they're including the photos finally. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it looks like there are a couple of more recent additions to their process that would most definitely help with the verification of the book you're purchasing. If you ask someone to send you pictures, then you go to the CGC website and you check that number in those photos, you're able to verify that what you're being shown
Yeah.
is what they're registering on the website.
The important thing is, again, if you're purchasing one of these if you're purchasing a high value book, is that you should just be aware of the fact that you can't just trust it blindly just because it's in a holder. Yeah, I mean, because I know some people have said, oh yeah, I'll only buy when I get certain size books. I only buy CGC because then I know that this, right? There's no restoration, or that it's this. Well, you don't know that 100%, first of all, because there's countless examples of them missing things. But you have a higher degree of certainty. But that's only, of course, if that, you just have to be aware of that it's possible for somebody to do something adverse to it. So
Yeah,
be aware of it.
The more they'll find for sure, Eli, the longer they'll just keep finding them.
And those are books that personally, for me, like, first of all, I'm not the guy who's going to spend 5 figures on a Mark Jewellers newsprint of a Copper Age comic. But if I was, that's one that I would really want to be purchasing in person. I don't think I'd be buying that on eBay or something where I can't examine it myself. But that's me.
Yeah, different folks are in different positions. Some people don't have access to this stuff except through sites like eBay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are just comfortable shopping there. They have buyer's protection. If it goes south or whatever, for whatever reason, eBay's got you.
There's a whole bunch of videos out there, so I'm not sure which one particularly, but
I'm pretty sure they're referring to the comic book channel that was mentioned up here. Just found like 3 other books at Automatic Comics.
Automatic Comics. I reached out to him a while back to come on Only Slabs. He was one of the few people that turned me down.
Well, if he ever does show up, make sure you verify his books are legit.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to. But I don't think so. I told him that I would remove him from my contact list.
Oh. If you watch the video, it sounds like CGC knew about this scam and didn't do anything to fix the problem. That's what's on them, not the actual bad people. CGC got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Not in the loop enough to know what CGC knew about or didn't know about, or what their responsibility in response to it is. Good morning, Digger Jim.
Yeah, like I said, they should something like this. If they should trigger them to take a review of their process and make a determination. Because
like one thing this to ultimately do is this is going to run the price of reholdering up, because reholdering is cheap because they just they don't take the book
They're
out
not.
of the inner well. The book comes out of a case, stays in the sealed inner well, and gets re-slabbed. But like if they have to add to the process to take the book out of the inner well and actually grade it again, that's going to the reholdering fees will probably end up going up because the services are there gonna have to be more services included in a reholder.
And that's why, like I said, at a bare minimum, it seems to be like any of these ones where they were changing the description on the label. Because on some of these examples, they added the Mark Jeweler stuff wasn't previously noted, but now it was being noted. That should be triggering that. Hey, okay, we got to open this up and redo the book because that wasn't originally noted.
Yeah, you would assume that they would have to open the book to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't defend them. They're more like the devil in the details at this point because everybody else is all the alternatives are not viable, it seems, according to the community. So it means you're stuck with this is what happened when you put one company as the company and everybody else is just a pretender, then you're beholden to what happens at that company and what they decide to do or not do. And you guys all just have to live with that.
Yeah, it gets unfortunate.
Yeah.
What else happened this week? Was that it? Everything was shadowed by
remember
the
holidays.
UGC.
I heard that Aquaman came out.
To very
spacious theaters crowds. Yes, non-existent.
Yeah, there's a lot of leg room in most of these screenings. I picked up tickets last night for us and did the 7:00 IMAX. Like primetime evening. Everyone's out of work after dinner. Let's go see a movie. There's us. Granted, when you get there, I'm sure there'll be a few more people. I think a lot of people, back in the day, like the whole like buying your tickets ahead of time online, that's something that's like still seems pretty new to me because it was always just like you just like here, everything was retrofitted here to like select your seating and all that. Like we have like our theater has a box office that you walk up to and buy tickets that no one's in anymore. Like it's just a weird. It looks like a weird architecture design on your theater now. Because even if you want to buy tickets there in person, you go in and you buy them from the concession stand people. But this is weird. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, my theaters are the same way, I suppose. But it's. I think this whole idea of like I know Christmas weekend used to be a big weekend to release movies, and I don't know if maybe the post-pandemic world has changed things where people still aren't there, or and I'm starting to think that the streaming has truly cannibalized theater. With so many movies that come out in fairly short order, especially if they don't necessarily do well at the box office, it kind of has encouraged people not to go to the theaters to allow it to bomb or something so it can come out the streaming and they can just watch it at home. I mean, there are always certain movies that potentially show off better in the theater, but there's something nice about being at home and watching it on your own big TV. Now that everybody in the world has a big screen TV, you can watch it at home on your sound system and pause it when you want to go to the bathroom, and popcorn doesn't cost $27. There's something to be said for all that, I suppose. Good morning, Digger Jim. How you doing? And Jean Monod, good morning to each and every one of you. So Mark has stepped away in case you're missing it. So that leaves me here. And I wonder to myself, why do I get up this early? It's a conundrum. Just so I can talk to myself.
I'll talk to you, Rob.
Oh, thank you, sir. Hey, Gary B's here.
Good morning, Gary B. again. What does it say?
Yeah.
I don't think we can ever look at the state of the economy right now either. If families can afford to drop 100 plus for a family night out, that's super duper
That is
fair.
true.
Yo,
Yeah, by the time
when I was
I was to
buying
say,
the
but
they had something different this time, right? So
mhm.
again, bought them online, and I've done that like for the past couple of years now. I always get them online first and foremost. It used to be important to do that because I was trying to go to one of the earliest showings, whether it be premiere night on Friday or the actual premiere night on Thursday. People were racing for those tickets, so it was important to get them early. So I always notice on the website, adult tickets cost a lot of money, but they have senior tickets and child tickets. So I'm always very cautious to make sure I get any tickets that actually are applicable to us because I got the kids with me. Pops says he's fine with qualifying as a senior, so I make sure that I get a senior ticket
he's
for him.
he's earned it. That's the way.
Yeah,
That's the way you should look at it. It's not that you're like people saying, "Oh, no. This is your privilege for having put up with everything else."
made it this far. But one thing that they had for these Aquaman tickets that they have not had previously on their website is a family pack of tickets. So
Mm.
this is an IMAX. So down here, the IMAX are like $17.10 or something like that for seniors, and $17.10 for kids, and they're like $22 for adults, right? But they had a family pack. You get 4 tickets for a flat rate of $70. I'm like, yo, that's dope. So it was like we all got kid slash senior ticket prices for just the adult.
Yeah, I mean, when I go, it's been because I have a monthly subscription to one. I think it was Cinemark or something. So I pay $9 a month, and I get every month I get a free ticket, and they pool up, and so I tend to use them in blocks.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, but still, I understand if you're family, if you're not doing that, family of four, you go into the blockbuster movie, you get your tickets, and then you go get some popcorn and drinks and everything else. It's not inexpensive anymore. It's just like
Yeah, so for context, it was like I think it was $72, right? And then tax. So it came out to like 76 altogether, I think. 77, so something like that. So then when you apply a bucket of popcorn, because we don't, especially taking the kids, you don't go to the theater and think like, let's go have fun at the movie theater, but let's have this exciting drive there, and then let me spend the next 10 minutes breaking your heart, telling you can't have popcorn, and hope that you calm down and get excited again before the movie starts. No, you have to plan and expect for that. But a large drink, maybe two, potential candy, popcorn, like it's over $100. That's just me, the wife, and the kids.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
it's a
So,
yeah. They definitely are losing people on price alone, like big time.
well, there's a combination of that, like I said, and then because while you were away, I was saying that post pandemic, what we've been trained to learn is if a movie doesn't do well, or you're not super excited about it, that's okay. Don't wait long because it'll be on one of the streaming services before you know it.
Yeah, they're
And
messing up.
so now it's like it's an if you're interested in seeing a movie, but you're not like super hyped for it, and you want to save the money and everything else, it's like you're well, damn, I'll just wait till it comes out on streaming.
Robin, that's why I watch and I share out and I talk about like the critic reviews, like how I share out like the Rotten Tomato scores, and if there's more to talk about them, like the heavy divide across different review sites. I like to share that stuff out and talk about it because it is mad important. Like everyone in the world, I've never met a single person that hasn't said, "I don't care what reviewers say. I'll watch a movie for myself." Who doesn't? Who doesn't? That's everybody. But reviewers and like these review sites are massively important to a movie's success or failure. Massively. Because, like you just said, if it's a movie you're not too excited about, you're like, oh, it won't be long before I can watch it without having to spend a lot of money or make arrangements to get to a theater and stuff. But if a movie has amazing word of mouth, if it's get this great feedback, like Godzilla -1 is a great example. It releases 1 week early in Japan versus the States. So for a week straight, all we heard anybody say is, holy smacks, this is a masterpiece. This changes everything about this. We heard that over and over again. So everyone's like, yo, what's up with Godzilla? Then you get the embargo lifted in the States, and you hear actual people that are reviewers that slam dunk on stuff all the time say, I'm not a Godzilla fan. This changed my opinion. Like, I'm not a Godzilla guy. Go see this movie. And then people are like, something's up with this. And it has their attention. People who otherwise wouldn't care will go and check something out, and that'll really push a movie over. Granted, a movie has to be good for that to happen. But I think in this day and age, with the whole I'd rather watch it at home mentality, people say like, more often than not. Like stuff that used to be like they would go see it, they're like, I'll just watch it at home because they don't want to get out or this, and it really takes the piss out of it. But for me, like this whole watching at home thing, dude, that's two separate things. Like I'm one of those people that I really lean into the immersion aspect of seeing a movie. I love just like I can like obviously don't get physically transported anywhere, but I literally in a different headspace completely when I'm sitting in a theater in that big room in an environment where I'm meant to be like quiet and watching and paying attention. I get so much more out of a movie in a theater than I ever have at home. It's not even close. Not even close.
Whereas for me, it's the opposite. I think I get more out of it at home because I can be more focused on it in the where I'm not worried about, especially halfway through the movie. Oh my God, do I have to go to the bathroom? Am I gonna have to hold it now because I don't want to get up and miss it? How long is this movie? Fuck, I don't. Yeah,
Rob, we're just old men, man.
I know, right?
I hear that all the time too, and to that I say poppycock, because you're here with me every Friday, sitting longer than any standard movie length.
Yeah, but he knows he can go like this. Be right back.
Let me find out he has a travel bottle under his table.
And then he comes back and goes, I didn't miss anything.
Here's the other thing, Mark. This early in the morning, I have yet to take my blood pressure medication yet.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair, yeah.
When you combine the coffee intake I have with blood pressure medication.
Dude,
no,
I'm 100% with you there, Flash Ray. It wasn't horrible. I think 6 out of 10 is fair. There's a lot of like if this movie was made today kind of thing, because you got to keep in mind that Flash movie was like the principal photography and stuff that was done like 6 years ago for that movie. That movie has been like on the shelf and taken off and put back so many times. But the whole baby in a microwave, plus him telling the nurse, like, you might want to seek some therapy after this because the Justice League, we're not really into that yet. Like yo.
We're not really into that.
Yeah, like Ezra, man. Like y'all should have taken that dialogue out of the movie. Nothing beats a theater experience for me. I love the theater. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that was one of my biggest disappointments was not seeing the Top Gun movie in the theater. And you guys were like, you got to go see it. And I was like, yeah, but it wasn't my turn. And I lost my, we had to go see stupid Downton Abbey. And the whole time the Downton Abbey movie's going on, Top Gun's right next door. So the walls are like shaking. They're that loud. It's like, they're out there on this boat in in Spain or something. And all of a sudden I hear this, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I realized Top Gun is right next door. And I'm like, damn it.
You want a single dog fight in Downton Abbey.
Not a single dog fight.
Not a single dog fight.
Not one.
You know what, honey? I have to go to the bathroom and walk next door.
No, next door.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I would definitely, you have to see Godzilla in the theater. I mean, that's just, to me, yeah. I just.
And that was, man, the way that they filmed that, that there's some movies that are filmed with a theatrical experience in mind. There really are. I mean, you don't I wouldn't tell anybody, oh, you want to see the new Downton Abbey, you got to see it in theaters. If you don't see it, you wouldn't be missing out on anything with a film like that. Now, I guess I'm really just referring more to like blockbuster intended films. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, absolutely.
I will say that, hey, yeah, you go to the theater. There's because of the size of everything in the room and everything else, there's more immersion factor.
Oh, yeah.
However, with the advent, the current age of those of us with, almost everybody has a big TV nowadays. It's not the.
Do they even make small TVs anymore? Serious question.
Yeah, they're called monitors.
Yeah,
I mean, like 13-inch TVs. I can't remember the last time I seen like a 13-inch TV or anything like that. That used to be the standard for like.
They're called iPads.
Yeah, that's true. Like my tablet, I think is a 12-inch tablet.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's it. Everyone's got big TVs, and if you're a sort of person like me who has a very high-end multi-channel surround sound system with multiple subwoofers and everything else, I guarantee you that I get some. I don't turn it up as loud as they have in the theater, which makes it more comfortable for me. But I get I get the house rumbling and shaking and stuff. I have, like I said, multiple subwoofers in the room, and I don't have little itty bitty speakers. I got big, huge tower speakers all around, so I get my walls of sound that really kind of suck you into it. But not everybody has that same level of stuff, right? But everybody has different levels, and it's just become where it's. And I think in the world where people are used to watching stuff on this size of a screen, even just sitting down and watch it streaming on their TV or something, all of a sudden is that much better.
Right.
Not better than the theater, but I'm saying it's better than the old home experience. So it's an uptick. I mean, it's always been the battle of cinema and home viewing, which has been raging on since the two coexisted. Where cinema, the reason why cinema went widescreen was because TVs had come out and weren't, and they wanted to battle, get you reason to go to the theater, see more of the image, and the surround sound systems started.
When did film start at 16:9 aspect? That had to be like in the 50s, maybe.
Yeah,
probably.
Because you had original aspect was 4:3 ratio, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Good morning, all.
Did you break into a place or something?
But the other thing, Mark, is even cinema today isn't 16:9. That's why a lot of times you'll get movies and you put them on your 16:9 TV, and you'll still have black bar and stuff, right? Because they're an ultra wide or anamorphic 2.35 to 1, and
in some movies it's more noticeable than others. Some movies, like you'll be watching it, and you're like, "What just changed?" And then you'll notice, like, okay, it keeps going to widescreen to wider screen, and you have those movies that are shot intentionally for IMAX, which those are really the best ones. Like some of these movies, like I think the first one that I truly noticed it on that was filmed for IMAX, like with IMAX cameras, was The Dark Knight Rises, and it was that opening scene where Bane is coming to get the nuclear physicist off the plane, and like Christopher Nolan's like, I love movies, I love special effects, I don't like visual effects. I'm going to need 2 planes. And he like legitimately took 2 planes and wired them up and blew them up and drug them through the sky. And like, dude, this guy's insane. So there's sprawling shots over like Iceland and stuff that he does. And it's like, yo, this, like, there's nothing going on. There's no people. It's just a shot. But that aspect ratio, that lens that they're using, like, yo, this is twisting my brain. This is gorgeous.
Or then you get the completely weird stuff like Asteroid City, which starts off 4:3,
right?
Grainy black and white 4:3, and then cuts to.
Well, I watched
Wes Anderson.
I watched interview,
not a fan.
Podcast interview thing with and I can't remember the guy's name. David. It's the guy from Numbers, the guy that played in the show Numbers. He was and he's in Oppenheimer, and he said,
David Nakayama.
Raimi something.
No, it's like David something Dershowitz or something. It's the young. There was one that was the math guy in
Dershowitz, the lawyer.
No, but the math guy in Numbers, the one that was the math genius. Anyway, he's in Oppenheimer. And he was like, man, first of all, I couldn't believe that I got I left the audition. I thought I just crashed it. I'm sitting at a bar and I'm just knocking back beers thinking this sucks. I lost out on this huge opportunity. And they call me and say, I got it. So the first day scene there, he's filming with Clive Murphy, and they're sitting in this train car, this real train car that it's really tight. They're like really close together. The camera's right here, and he could not get it. It was like it took him like 16 tries to get it, and Christopher Nolan's looking at him like, "What happened?" It's expensive.
Speaking of train cars, I suffered through Bullet Train the other day. Oh,
Bullet Train. Is that one Brad Pitt?
Yeah, you like Bullet Train? I thought Bullet Train was hilarious.
I like Bullet Train. It was literally Smoking Aces just remade with a different setting. It was funny. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a delightful movie.
I saw Aquaman 2, Pops.
Yeah,
it burned my retinas. That's what I mean.
So talking about the trains, like that's one thing that this kind of ties into everything we've been talking about. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. That's a film that came out in the summertime. It is still not streaming. It is. You can go on Paramount Plus. You can click on it. It's been there for months, and it'll say play trailer. You can purchase it digitally.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
It's not streaming yet.
That sounds like a Tom Cruise thing.
Even still, from that matter, again, if we go back to the family of four, I can, if I'm purchasing that film for $19 or whatever, or $15, that's a hell of a lot better deal than paying to the theater.
But I'm saying, like, in terms of the format that you were mentioning, how people know that they can just wait. They did it right. You can wait, and you should have to wait.
That's replicating the physical media aspect model, right? Yeah.
You remember how the format used to be? It comes out in theaters December. Awesome! I can't wait to watch it on television in
May. Oh yeah, in television 2 years from now.
No, it'd be like 6 months. 6 months it'll be on like VHS or something like that. Then
after it was in theaters.
HBO.
It would go to video, DVD, or
first it would go to
theaters, no matter what it is.
No, it would have been 6 months after the theatrical run ended.
It was 6 months. Then a year you get it on cable. Like on HBO or something like that.
Unless it runs good. If it runs good, you're like, if it comes out in December and it has a good run, you're not seeing that on VHS, so probably next Christmas.
Like Titanic. Titanic is a good example.
What initially changed it was video on demand, cable companies, because I actually worked for a cable company for years. So when video on demand came out, they started changing the release windows so that cable companies could get it and you could buy it at home. But then once the streaming services took off, that basically blew up.
Killed it.
It killed the DVD model and Blu-ray, VHS, all of that, and then even video on demand it killed because there's so many different streaming services.
It killed Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I love
so the truth is, I think part of the reason why you start seeing more people saying, "Hey, I'll wait till it's streaming," is because there's not a long time period to wait anymore.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
The theaters now are suffering as a result of that. If it was up to the theaters, you've got to wait. You got to wait a year or something like that. If it was up to the theater, because if you waited a year, you're gonna go to the movies. You know what I'm saying?
So
if you really want to see it.
This weekend, I saw streaming. We purchased it. We rented it on streaming. The Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese's picture with Leonardo DiCaprio. And the only reason I waited to watch it at home was because of the runtime. The runtime was 3.5 hours, and I was like, I didn't want to see that in theater, especially if it's not like a action-paced, fast moving movie. But I always I always prefer the movie theater going experience, even if it's a bad movie. You're paying for the experience, not to watch a good movie.
Yeah, well, I also prefer the ticket price.
That's one of the. Was that one of those movies, DJ, that you didn't really? It wasn't. You didn't see a lot of like beautiful open shots or anything. I can't. It's that's oil movie, right, or something about oil.
So it's a fantastic movie. So it's about oil that was found on like the Native American lands in Oklahoma. Fantastic movie. Do I want to sit through a 3.5 hour drama with these old legs cramping up?
Yeah, sure. No,
that's the same reason with Oppenheimer. It's like I want to see it, but I don't want to see it in the theater because I don't want to watch court proceedings or freaking Senate hearings.
Real quick.
I learned my lesson with Link.
Go see Oppenheimer in the big screen because Nolan knows what he's doing. This isn't a Martin Scorsese film; it's a Christopher Nolan film. So while there is a court proceeding, the movie, the way that it's structured and formatted, like it's meant to be viewed on on a in IMAX. It is. Like he completely knew what he was doing. Like, and Christopher Nolan's like, I'm not going to make anyone sit through a 3-hour court proceeding. Will that be in this movie? Yes. Will you be sitting through it? Nah. You'll like it. It's largely like there's he didn't use like visual effects in that film the way he did stuff. Like he like leaned into practical effects. And when people say, "Oh, what's he gonna do? Blow up an atomic bomb?" Yeah, pretty much.
You mean that's Cillian Murphy's real face?
Yeah, but everyone's like, "Oh, they're blowing up an atomic bomb." He has to use
HD.
Well, no, he found ways to bombs have blown up in movies a long time before computers, guys. So they just think if they do it these days, they can make it look real good. But that isn't necessarily the draw of it. Like it's the way it's shot. It's everything about that movie. Like some directors are just better than others at presenting a product, and he's really great at presenting his product. And he has that in mind when he's making it. But that movie was fantastic. It's easily in the top 3 of the year. There's no questions about it. Oppenheimer was damn good.
I'll watch it next week. I have off next week, so I'll know.
Yeah.
If it's still in the
wait till it's nighttime, DJ. Like in all sincerity, if you're watching at home, wait till it's nighttime. Just sit there and you'll get lost in it like really fast. It just
why wait till nighttime?
Unless you got blackout curtains.
Hell yeah, I got blackout curtains. I just call them out curtains though.
Jump right there. That is right there.
You see the shades right there? Look at those shades, man.
That is right there.
I see a lot of light coming in around those shades right there is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's trying to prevent the cops from finding him. That's what it is.
Yeah. This is where he hides.
I don't know. I'm still reeling.
I think if we go see a movie while we're down in Richmond, unless my nephew says, "Hey, I need to go see Godzilla," which will be no problem. We're gonna go see. My wife wants to go see Ferrari. We're going to go see Ferrari. Yeah.
Oh, I have not seen anything on that movie. I haven't seen anything on 30 Ferrari.
Years of putting up with me. I have to give it somewhere, and I'm willing to give it.
We are going to see Aquaman, but we're going to wait for Christmas for Aquaman.
I just would have rather seen Tom Cruise better.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, it goes back to the bullet train thing. So for Dead Reckoning Part 1, you know how the big finale takes place on a train.
In Bullet Train?
No.
Impossible.
Mission Possible.
They went around and that's the other one that's in the top 3 for the year for me. But he went around. They were trying to find a train to use for it, and apparently there's not a surplus of trains these days, like there probably once were. So they 100% built their own train to use for the movie. Like when you see it, it's an extravagant train. It's not just like a scrappy looking little train.
I have to see that. I still haven't saw that.
No, it's so good. It's ridiculous.
I want to watch all of them in a sitting.
Did anybody join you to see Aquaman last night, or did you watch it by yourself?
So when I posted that picture, it was me and Mrs. Lynx. And then when the trailer started, one guy showed up and sat in the row in front of us. And then I think another couple. So it's a maximum of 6 people in the theater for Aquaman 2.
Wow. What time was the movie for?
6:10 p.m. in Battery Park, which is not like a hole in the wall theater somewhere.
Well, you were at Alamo Theater?
No, not in Alamo.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell you where what theater I go to in case you might.
See how he's dressed?
You said Battery Park. I know the theaters in that area.
no, so I'm like. No,
I work in that area. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't.
It was sad. It was sad too. There's something to be said about going to a movie with a crowd and something happens and everyone cheers, everyone moans, everyone rolls their eyes together. So, and not having that is just it makes the movie even more dull.
I think the last movie I remember going to see with a very large crowd was Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man movie. And, spoiler alert, when Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield came out, there was something about that. Yeah, sorry about that. When they showed up, well, by the way, guys, if they showed up in the movie, I'm imagining what it was like.
Right.
The crowd was literally yeah! It's like we all kind of felt like we knew it was going to happen, but there was no real confirmation that was happening. That's the feeling I like of being in the movie theater.
I love it.
I don't like the feeling of being in a movie theater when it's just silent and you're the only one laughing at the jokes.
Mine was just the other day when we saw Godzilla. We knew Godzilla was coming, but when he came onto the screen, people were like, yeah! Them screaming and everything. The guy next to me, I thought was gonna have a stroke. I was like, calm down, dude. You knew he was coming.
Wasn't your brother, was it?
No. I don't know. I took my son to see that. I mean, he's the Godzilla fan. I mean,
Godzilla.
He looked at me like, what's wrong with him, Dad? I'm like, I don't know, son.
Yeah, when we saw,
he's very excited.
I took my son to see Godzilla 1, and there was only one other guy in the theater with us. It was 3 of us watching it. It was
that's crazy.
Saturday afternoon, but still.
Movies are expensive, man.
They are.
So it's that, and combined with that, Godzilla was a limited release, and then combined with the fact that it'll be on streaming, like we were saying earlier, 2 months at the max, 2 months, which is kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, my wife basically since COVID doesn't want to go back to a theater. I don't know why. She's like, I don't want to. But she actually did say, I want to go see Aquaman.
Let's go see
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa brings you to the theaters,
like when my
man.
wife said, let's go see every Thor movie. And I'm like, why? What do you care? I'm trying to support your comic book thing. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
She's like, you know what? There's this scene I heard, Flick. I have to check that out. I heard it's I got to check that Flick scene. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Jason Momoa, spoiler alert. There is no shirtless Jason Momoa in Aquaman 2.
Oh,
see, now you just ruined the movie for us. That's just
no shirtless Momoa. What's up, TW? But overall, I mean, if you guys were on the fence of seeing it, I would always recommend seeing it, because even if I didn't like it, that doesn't mean that you won't like it. And then obviously go to see it in the theater or whatever. But
Taylor,
without any spoilers, the Jason Momoa scene, I was ready to walk out in the first 5 minutes, if I'll be completely honest. It was that bad.
That bad?
Everything that involved Jason Momoa was terrible. It was like almost they reshot everything. All the Black Manta stuff was cool. Patrick Wilson as Orm, super cool. He was like the gravitas in the movie. They turned.
Wasn't he Aquaman?
No, he was Ocean Master. They turned Jason Momoa into Thor from Thor: Love and Thunder.
See, I have no desire to see that.
It was like you would think Taika Waititi wrote his parts. It was bad.
You kind of get that a little bit in the trailer. His acting kind of seems a little bit over the top.
Yeah.
Goofy almost.
And you get that for the entirety of him when he's on screen in Aquaman 2. That stupid ass dude.
So the movie scores. Check this out. The movie is scoring at 36% for critics, but the audience kind of like it. They got 78%.
The audience is dumb.
The audience, there's only 13 people though.
Yeah, you were one of 13.
Well, that's also true.
That audience right there didn't like it.
Yeah.
The average score is 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
There's a good. It was probably a good movie prior to reshoots or something like that. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's middle of the road. There's good parts, but the bad parts are really bad. And it sucks when it's the main character. TW says it is worse than Flash. Flash was better. Flash had a more comprehensive and cohesive story. Yeah. Flash, the main thing is Ezra Miller and the CGI and stuff like that. Yeah. But it had a more cohesive story. This was just what am I watching? And not in a good way. The Marvels was terrible, but I enjoyed the Marvels.
Yeah. Okay.
But this was
I thought Ezra Miller did, playing the 2 parts. I thought he acted well. I thought his portrayal of two different characters was.
I got annoyed by Kid Flash in that movie.
Kid Flash was the worst.
He got to the point that he annoyed the crap out of me.
And it made older Barry seem okay.
maybe that was it.
It made mature Barry seem okay, even though there's nothing mature about him. Quick question: is there an after credit?
There's a mid credit.
So there's nothing at the end of the movie.
Nothing maybe we left after the mid credits.
You're I don't need no more of this. Yeah, I don't want to stick around for these people's names.
Yeah, it was.
You see, I wanted to see it.
Oh my god!
Yeah, go ahead.
So no, I was gonna say the I don't want to say because I'm gonna blow it up, but yeah.
See what I wanted at the like at the end credit, just a moment where Jason Momoa is just standing there, and then at a moment's grace, it just turns and he's like, "I'm the main man," and he leaves. That's what I want. Like, just give me something like that. Turn him into Lobo already, because you know that's happening.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
You'll get you get something along those lines. Nothing Lobo, but a random Jason Momoa outburst before the movie cuts to the credits. It's terrible.
As they say, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god.
Rob, where's Rob? Rob, are you on your picking up the kids from college trip?
No, I'm at my parents' house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
A different location. Wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed the wall.
You noticed that I didn't have a bunch of comics behind me.
Yeah.
In Cali?
Yes. I drove 9 hours and I'm still in California.
Oh, wow.
So they're south of you then?
Yes. They live in Palm Desert.
Well, at least it's warm over there. It's freezing over here.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it was actually it's the inside of the house is really warm right now. It's like I was complaining last night because it was like 75 degrees, but we went out. But it went outside, and it was like in the 59 outside, which was fine. I liked it. I would be out there.
It just doesn't have his green screen of slabs behind him turned on.
Originally, my plan was to do this outside, so I wouldn't disturb anybody in the house. But it's raining pretty good out there, actually.
You didn't bring like emergency slabs with you, so you could put them up in the back? No.
Yeah, no.
Emergency slab.
That'll be dedication. You just bring 6 slabs everywhere you go. Just tighten up your shot. Just
have a wall of slabs.
Just hold on, Dad. I need to mount all this stuff to your wall. Don't mind me.
New Moon Knight stuff kicks off next year. They finished this Moon Knight run. They glanced over Mark Spector's death because death in comics is kind of not that big of a deal anymore. Plus, with the Miss Marvel thing, they were trying to retcon her in time for the movie, and they were using the comics as movie marketing. So it's just not.
I didn't get issue 30 yet. I've still got to go get it. And
well, I guess you don't have to read it.
No spoilers. Yeah, they're ending Moon Knight. They're ending Ghost Rider. They're it looks like we're about to get like a whole nother like Marvel Now kind of thing where they're just like, we just got a new Punisher character, with the Joe Garrison. We're getting a new Ghost Rider beginning next year, a new Moon Knight. We're getting a lot of new people taking up mantles in 2024 from Marvel.
And I something on Instagram. Are they rebooting Web of Spider-Man now? Something in March coming out?
I wouldn't know about that one.
Yeah. There's a new Spectacular Spider-Man, I think it was.
Oh, okay. I just heard something about a new Spider-Man series again.
Yeah, I think it's Spectacular Spider-Man, which is really weird that they would launch another one because right now we have Amazing, we have Superior, we're going to have Unlimited. Do we need another Peter Parker one when a Spectacular? Oh, plus you have Miles and you have the Spider-Gwens. I mean, you have so many that you really need Spectacular.
They've been doing a lot of limited series. Spine Tingling's out right now.
Right. Uncanny and
peppering in some other little ones.
It's just like it's Marvel's Batman. It's Marvel's Batman.
Yep.
And I guess there's going to be there's going to be a new Ghost Spider series too.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've not been a fan of this multiversal thing in the Smash or whatever else, but get me back to the classic story. That's fine. But yeah, and of course, obviously, Ultimate. That's the one where holding our breath to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't really care for the character design stuff I've seen so far for like Green Goblin, and it's not bad or anything.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the art, like Kirkman's art. It looks that family portrait image. Awful.
Yeah. Hey,
just pick up Miles. Pick up any recent issues of Miles Morales and compare it to Amazing Spider-Man, JR's artwork, and you're like, why? This looks like crap compared to the Miles art. The Miles covers and art have been so much better than, and storyline has been so much better than Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah, there's another new Spider-Man series that's going to be coming out. Peter David is back on Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, a retro title. Hell yeah.
It's going to be Symbiote Spider-Man 2099, where apparently they're going to have some stuff going on with the Venom of 2099 and Miguel O'Hara. And
that's dope.
Is that ongoing or just a limited series?
Probably going to be a limited series to start, and they'll see. But hey.
Mm-hmm. I read the all new Savage Avengers yesterday, like the 10 issues, and they had some 2099 stuff in the second arc, which was pretty cool.
Is that the one with Conan on the team?
No. So this one is Weapon H, Elektra, Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger, Deathlock, and somebody else. But it was pretty cool. So the first arc takes place in the past, and then the second arc takes place in 2099. So there's a bunch of cameos and stuff, which is pretty cool.
The 2099 timeline has gotten so screwed up. That timeline's been completely rebooted like 4 or 5 times, and it's just a cluster flip. But still, you want Symbiote Squirrel Girl? How about Symbiote Squirrel Girl 2099?
That's what we need in our lives.
I don't want regular Squirrel Girl.
You need to be picking up the Digger magazine.
Nice.
Well, but Digger's been making an appearance in Amazing Spider-Man.
Is that right?
In Gang War. Yeah.
I don't read any of those.
There's a character called Digger, Jim, if you didn't know.
How about that?
No, his name is Digger, Jim, just to be clear, not Digger Jim.
Oh. So his name is Jim Digger?
Yes, and incidentally, he does not do any metal detecting.
Loser.
I know. Wouldn't that be
You
something?
had a massive score on that most recent video I saw of yours, like from cars to tokens to coins.
Oh, really? Good.
No,
Is your video?
Your video.
Oh yeah, that's the one he found all the tokens. Were you able to use any of those? Did you hit up Chuck E. Cheese, get some skeet ball in or something?
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese closed down here. I was like, I'm gonna rob that. I was like, what? But the other, I cleaned off the other one. It's a car wash token, but there were 2 of them that were car wash tokens, but they again shut down, no longer in existence.
Yeah, that's why somebody tossed them into the grass.
Into the ground. But no, that place had never been dug. That's what got me so excited. I mean, when you dig $20 in quarters, you know that nobody's ever metal detected that area, which I figured they wouldn't. But I'm going back because I know there's more there. Whew, man, I love that cover. That is freaking fire. That Iron.
What was it?
That's Iron Man. That Kale New.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I'm loving this story too. By the way, that is probably one of the few that I'm. That's it. You know, I'm just bagging and board and stuff. I'm trying to find
that. Showed a picture of Magpie.
Yeah. This has got to be full before we go to Richmond. I got to have John's stuff ready for Christmas. So I'm going to put in Newburn, all of the Newburn that I got. He wants to read. So
nice. That's a good story.
And I think I'm going to pull out the Junkyard Joe and all that stuff to let him have to read. So he's getting all of that. Because I've read Junkyard Joe, so I'm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I gotta say, Jim, that blue beetle on that wall looks fabulous, man.
Yeah. Heck yeah! Yeah, I should give him one of those too.
So. Did he read Geiger yet? Do you know?
No, that's what I mean. He doesn't have any of it. So
none of the unnamed universe stuff.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I'm more excited about that than anything else going on in comics right now. Because it's all new. The potential and what we've gotten so far has been so good.
What did you? I mean, I think he's picking a good time to. I think they're picking a good time to come out with something like that. I mean, you just heard him talk. There's 50 Spider-Man stories, 50 Batman stories, and they're all regurgitated of what has happened in the past 9 times out of 10. Let's bring in something new and shiny, and people will be all over it. So,
so there you go. Let's go. Space Case Card says, if you could make a show happen for an obscure character in the Marvel, who would you pick? He's going with Paste Pot Pete.
Yeah, that's a good one. Swordsman would have been awesome to have him train Hawkeye.
Swordsman was lame in Hawkeye.
I don't know.
Already.
Super lame.
Super duper lame.
We were on Gary's show last night. We were talking about the Netflix shows towards the end there, and I agree with Gary. I would have liked, if you're asking me, I would have liked to have seen like a Misty Knight, Colleen Wing little spin-off show, because they're detectives. You bring in a real Iron Fist, not the one that they had play, somebody that's actually good, and occasionally come in there, or Luke Cage come in and help them with an episode. That would have been cool to see. I don't need a lot of. I don't think it would have been expensive either, because they're not going to have to use.
They should do like an Aaron Stack, like a Machine Man, but do it in like the best Stanley Kubrick version you can come up with.
They should.
That would be good.
That would be good.
Machine Man would be awesome.
They can do it as Automan. Wait, no, never mind.
No, God. As the Arnett Jr.
I like it. I don't know what it is. I like Machine Man.
Yeah.
He's always been pretty cool, but like when they did Earth X, it just put him over, like completely over.
So C Bizzle had asked why DJ was looking like the Unabomber, and it was because he's got a hangover from having gone to see Aquaman 2, and he's trying to recover.
I was also making bombs earlier, so
yeah.
What happened?
Cancel culture, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Wow, we can't even make bombs anymore?
Well, some people do every time when they get on the stage and they do their comedy routine.
That is
If it isn't CBC artists Geek Out with Roscoe.
Wow.
What's up, dog?
You ever think about put some white in that beard, man? You can be fabulous.
Yeah, Cameo. You can be on Cameo doing Santa things.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I'll just spray paint my beard white.
Yeah.
Geek Out with Santa.
All right, I'm gonna hop off to go make some breakfast. I'll catch you guys. Probably
what you making us?
Pipe pancakes.
I'm just gonna, Brian, don't get mad at me, but I'm just gonna make a whack ass oatmeal, just straight up plain flavor oatmeal.
Oh, never allowed on breakfast with Brian anymore now.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, oh man, don't judge my breakfast choice.
Is it gonna be a packet of instant oatmeal?
It is. I don't know if I have it's oatmeal left, but I have like the old school Quaker Oats guy. But he's not canceled apparently.
No.
Old school Quaker Oats.
Yeah, he survived.
Yeah,
because he posted himself as opposed to his slaves.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh God.
Rob just made the choice for me. I am going to go for the instant oatmeal. I'll catch you guys in a bit.
All right.
Good morning, Roscoe. How goes it?
Good morning. It's good, man. Yeah, it's I'm all right. Today's not too bad. So
it's Friday.
Yeah, that's good. It's only 8:42. I'm glad it hasn't turned south for you already.
Well, to be honest with you, there's mornings where I can't. It's hard to get out of bed. So to be honest with you, to wake up, be able to get out of bed, hey man, we're off to a great freaking start.
That's all.
And then you get in and you've got Mad Spidey here, so it's brilliant, right?
Right, I know. I haven't seen that guy in a long time. It looks like he's half asleep though.
Yeah, he was partying hard with Remy last night.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I know. I needed some cheering up, so I thought I'd crash his stream.
Oh, why are you sad?
No, it's just a lot of when it rains, it pours, sort of stuff.
Living in the desert for Rob too.
And most of the tribe down here. Heavy
Roscoe,
fog.
how long did Ricky Lou's go last night? They were on.
I can't believe that thing almost went 4 hours.
Yeah, it was going a long time.
Yeah. Lots of singing going on.
That was cool,
a lot
though.
of Christmas songs.
Yeah, that
What was it?
Karaoke Christmas.
Picture.
Yeah.
I went back and watched CJ do the Grinch song.
Yeah,
so
that
was cool.
That was
a low light.
I was drawing Krampus.
For those that don't know what CJ actually looks like, here's a photograph of him.
Exactly.
That's actually pretty close.
Strikingly.
Damn,
It's like it was taken from a police lineup.
Yeah.
just needs a smoke hanging out the side of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all cigarette just hanging out.
Oh, it would be great. Is one of those ones where if you're ever doing a drawing of CJ, is you need to have like the devil and angel on his shoulders, but they're Kool-Aid men. So you have a devil Kool-Aid man and an angel Kool-Aid man.
Hawaiian punch and Kool-Aid.
Oh, Hawaiian punch and Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I did a drawing for him when I met him at Heroes Con because he was like, "Hey, I'll draw you something if you draw me something." I was like, "All right." So I drew. I mean, I don't know if he's put it up, but I did a drawing of Kool-Aid Man and the Hawaiian Punch guy actually like fighting each other, and then I had the big Journey face that was like fight, like it was. I was like, yeah, that's a good one too. The Devil and Angel, Kool-Aid Man, and Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, but who's who?
I guess Kool-Aid Man's the devil.
Yeah,
is he, or is punchy? I mean, he's always wanting to push that punch on people.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, you want a nice Hawaiian punch, don't you?
What the heck?
Do it.
What are these people doing outside my house? Hey, I'll be right back. That's weird.
Tax collector. Right.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Who's people doing outside my house? Fa la 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 la. Carolers.
Oh yeah. Get the gun, honey.
8 o'clock in the morning, probably not. Package delivery.
There's stuff still coming, I'm sure.
Oh, there is.
I made the mistake of going by the mall, which you would think is nothing, but where I live, it was packed. I mean, we don't have a lot of stores there anymore, but they have their big staples. They have like Macy's and Dick's Sporting Goods, and all that whole area was just packed with cars. I was like, wow.
Well, yeah, well, especially like now, it's last minute. If you're trying to get any gifts or something, you can't have it delivered. Yeah. And especially like even a week ago, a lot of the stuff that was like available online or whatever was all, stuff. If it's coming from China or something, it's like it'll be delivered. I couldn't believe the number of things I would look at and said, "Oh, this will be available to be delivered like January 20th or something."
Right.
My parcel from the States that was sent about a week and a half ago came.
Hey, I got a package I sent to Romania. It's been like sitting in Brussels since December 10th.
Welcome back, Izzy. Hello, Justin.
Izzy's at your house, man. What the hell? Did you give him a key?
Oh, what?
He's sitting in my lap.
Wow. Don't get a Woody.
Wait, no, put that back up. I want to see. This is
personal with Rob Fatstack.
That's a very recent picture too.
Oh Lord.
Oh god.
Because I can see the Luke Cage book is up and the Black Panther book is up. So
that's kind of a weird thing to say after you busted through a wall filled full of juice in a glass jar. It could be a horror film. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for my updated Niners jersey for a while.
We ordered some C's candy, Rob, and we got a notice today that due to extreme weather, it's going to be delayed.
Extreme weather.
Well, we're out here. I could go pick it up at the store, but
Yeah.
So what constitutes extreme weather?
I don't know. That's what my wife was like. Where's across the United States is there extreme weather right now? I'm like, maybe out in the Midwest somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Is
Kansas,
it like a hardcore match of weather or something like that?
No.
In
Kansas, in Kansas, there's a blizzard of mail at the postal service, and they're unable to get all their packages through their processing center.
Sounds like Georgia every day of the week.
That sounds like a regular Canadian day.
Now, there's been a whole bunch of articles talking about, like, in Kansas distribution center where a lot of stuff goes through has been back. There's been packages sitting there for 2 weeks and stuff without moving. They're just backed up because the new postmaster's his plan has been to make it so to fix the problem by making it so nobody wants to use the post office.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
Exactly. We're going to make everything go slower. That's how we're going to compete.
Any of y'all plan on going back to the big screen to see -1 in black and white?
It's coming in black and white?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, and they said they're going to.
I saw Logan in black and white.
Adding some footage or editing it a little different, something too, right?
Yeah, I've seen someone mention that in the chat, Brian. I'm not privy to.
Yeah, I didn't see that I just saw the black and white. Yeah.
So what's cool about that is, like, that was one thing, like, when we were sitting there still in the theater with the credits rolling, Pops had mentioned that, like, talking about how we were just talking about how good of a period piece remake that they ended up pulling off, and how because with black and white, like, that really, like, blends all your special effects and stuff really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would definitely give it more of an old school Godzilla. I mean, it had that feel anyway, but if you put it, if it's
black and white, it's just gonna paint it as real at that point.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, that was one of the special things about the original Godzilla. How, since it was it's the black and white, it was a very high contrast blacks, which made it more gritty and, good to watch. I'm down with that. I saw Logan like that.
Yeah,
same.
The noir version. Love the Logan noir version.
Yeah. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, with Logan,
I found out when someone gave me like the special Blu-ray thing, and it actually came with the real and the black and white noir. Like, it was pretty dope. Really good. Yeah.
Whenever we would go to G Fest, that was one of the coolest things they would do is they would show old Godzilla movies on the big screen. They take over this theater called the Pickwick Theater in Chicago, and all they would do is run Godzilla movies for several hours. So you had the opportunity to see three or four Godzilla movies on the whole weekend you were there. But you had to have like a ticket, like you had to be part of the con in order to do it. They just didn't let anybody go see. It was weird, but yeah. I mean, those people are hardcore though. I mean, I look at a statue and like it's this big and it's Godzilla, and they can look at it and tell you exactly what year it's from, what movie it's from, It's just unbelievable because you put it beside this other one, it looks exactly the same. And my son's the same way. He'll be like, "Oh no, Dad, that's from such and such movie. It's totally the feeders are totally different."
So to Space Case Cards, no, I have not seen The Lighthouse. I heard the movie is just strange all around. It's just a weird movie.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either.
No, I heard it. It's William Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. They're in the lighthouse. It's an interesting movie from what I hear.
To piggyback on what Jim is saying, yes, you think that's amazing that they can identify Godzilla just by looking at it, but if you think about it, you can do the same thing with comics.
Oh yeah, no,
right? And so it's the same thing. It's just a different
Yeah, no, it's absolutely the same thing. I agree, Justin. I'm not saying that they're, I just think it's amazing they can do that because I'm just not that focused on it. And it's what you're focused on at the time. And that's great. Those people, I mean, that was the way my son was. And he was with his, basically we took him there 3 times and, to take when you're 8 years old and go and cosplay. He cosplayed as Mecha Godzilla, and man, he will never forget that. I mean, that's just hardcore. But yeah, that they're definitely at another level for me. I just like to watch the movies, but
Freaky Louie. Last night was awesome, man.
What is Lost Adventure? I'm not familiar with Lost Adventure.
I don't know.
Said he finished the newest Indiana Jones and then watched Lost Adventure.
Is that the new
Old Indiana Jones.
Did you watch Rebel Moon?
The Last Crusade got you.
Did you watch Rebel Moon?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I watched a new episode of Monarch last night, and then I watched.
Oh no, I haven't watched that yet. I stayed up watching Rebel Moon, and
Well, let me spoil it for you, Jim.
And
What episode was that? 7, Mark?
Yeah.
I mean, is this the standard now for the slow-mo thing? I like it, and then I get tired of it. I'm like, it was like every scene was like, or there was a 300 jump, for crying out loud.
Can you explain what was happening again for us?
Snyder for you though.
It's just slow-mo, and I liked it at some points, and then I was like, I think I'm over it. I know it's his signature, but I mean, I love the show. The show was great. I was sad to see that Charlie Hunnam's character ended up, having issues.
Having issues is an understatement.
I'm trying not to spoil it. If Nick's around, he'll yell at me. He'd be like,
Nick would come in here and spoil it.
No, I don't know.
Damn it. But
Izzy, have you started working on the Space Ghost for Gene?
So I got the Space Ghost comic. I was shocked I found it. So I'm working on a few other things. Yeah, no, there's a Space Ghost blank.
Is it from the Alex Ross miniseries?
That's a good question. I wouldn't know.
I think Olivetti did the interiors for that.
Yeah,
series.
Olivetti did it because Parker wrote it. But the inside cover is pretty nice.
The writer
That's a nice inside cover already.
Yeah, who did the letters for that?
Let's see.
Not me.
I can tell you right now.
I just don't want to ignore letters when he's around.
Let's see. I don't see any letters credit. Let's see. It's probably in
sounds
the back.
about right.
Let's see.
Just put Justin's name in there. That's fine.
Yeah, just write my name in there. That'd be great.
Okay, I don't see anything here.
Drawn by Alex Ross, letters by Justin Birch. That sounds nice.
Oh, there we go. Letters by A Larger World Studio.
Oh, I know who that is.
They didn't even give the guy credit.
They've done that to JB a couple of times.
Yeah.
When you first jumped on something that's killing the children, they weren't crediting you specifically, but I guess a company that you work for.
Yep. Yeah. They were supposed to start crediting me with 31, but I think they forgot. I know they forgot.
Look at that.
Yes, I think they forgot.
Zero Fear. Remember this? Remember when this guy was popular?
Nope.
Who's that?
It was,
that's Penta.
I still, if it's wrestling, I don't know wrestling.
Dude, I still have not watched Altered Carbon. Pop said it's fantastic. I know it has Joel Kinnaman in the first season of it. I've heard nothing but good things about that first season.
So I picked up this Jet Jaguar versus Megalon, and
Godzilla rivals.
I love the fact that out of the book, which is a very thick book, that many pages is absolutely no dialogue. So that much of the book is no lettering needed.
Wait. Can I see it again?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of pages. I mean,
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that job.
No lettering in here. No words are being spoken. It's all action. I loved it. I was like, this is amazing. But yeah, there's some interesting lettering in here where they place it and so forth, because he's a robot, and
as long as it's an ampersand.
They have to use word squares, not word bubbles, and so. But yeah, I like that. I picked that up thinking, man, this is going to be interesting, and it was fun to read.
Yeah, there's 2 seasons of Altered Carbon. Anthony Mackie is the star of the 2nd season, the guy who plays Falcon.
Yeah. I've seen it. I just can't remember a lot about it. I don't know why. It's been a while since it's been out, right?
Yeah.
It was a Netflix
handful of years.
Yeah. But I remember that the 2nd season to me didn't seem as good as the 1st season, even though it did have Anthony Mackie in it. And I never did finish Anthony Mackie in the video game movie you guys talked about. The what's it called on Amazon? The one where he's
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, I never, and that was really good, and for some reason it just fell off.
Samoa Joe, baby.
I did like that. Twisted Metal was dope.
Yeah, he just kept getting into situations like, can we talk about it? No? Okay. Let's shoot it up. It was good.
Did anybody see the
really
new
like when Izzy bends over and moves out of screen, and we just have Rob there.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's kind of nice.
There you go.
Kind of freaky.
Got double Rob. There you go.
He's got a magic comic book in his hand.
Rob's looking at himself.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with double Rob.
I'm a damn sexy man. Look at that.
Clone.
I'm a damn sexy
If
man.
anything, I think you all should replace yourself with images of me, and there we go.
Suckers. That's what he says. Get it done, boys.
What if I replace myself
Give him a little tick on the
Izzy
chin, Izzy.
replacing you? So it's like we're starting an Inception type thing.
Oh Lord.
You're going to screenshot the Izzy next to me, and then you're going to put yourself in as your background, so you can be in the same shot with Izzy and me.
Oh, you got to do that. Okay, put that.
If we could just have Chris the comic vet in a box in a corner, that would be great.
Yeah, only steps. Only slabs.
That's my son. Yeah. We got the same headset.
Not even close.
All right. Go down.
I gotta head out. I'm gonna smoke bomb myself out of here. Have a good day.
Yep. I'm about to hit
Take care, Brian.
I gotta go and get some breakfast as well. I haven't really eaten anything. I've been drinking this coffee, and that's why I'm
Gotta be digging.
Wow. Yeah, I had a place set up, and I went by there the other day, and I won't be digging there because evidently there's a bucket truck out front of the guy's front yard. His
honey bucket truck.
His not a bucket truck. Why did I say that? The
dump truck.
Truck of buckets.
The scoop truck, the scooper or whatever. He has a toilet issue. Has the pipe burst, the sewer pipe burst. So he's getting all the front yard tore up. And I said, you know what? I think you have bigger problems than me coming around digging holes. So I'm not gonna do it. All right, though. If I don't see you guys, have a good holiday. I'm gonna maybe while I'm down there, maybe I can convince Brother John and we do a stream or something. I don't know. Sometimes he don't have time. He don't have time. But I got a whole short box that's got to be filled with stuff. So before I get down there, so I got to get to work on that. See you guys later.
All right, my dude. You have a good one.
You too,
Jim. Indiana Jones.
Izzy's going for a new buddy cop series with Rob.
Buddy cop series. Yeah, I got this for Avon. Isn't it cool? little.
Rob is like, put that down.
Oh, sorry.
Put that back where it belongs, Izzy.
Merry Christmas to you too, Johnny.
So Justin, I want to know if you know what this is, because I found this in my closet the other day, and I just realized I had this.
Can't really make out what it is. I can see it, but I can't tell what it is.
Oh, sorry, Rob.
I think Justin might be the only person to know what this is.
That's why I'm asking Justin.
It looks like paint pens to me.
Yeah, they're rafflegraphs. I've been sitting on these for like years. Forgot I had it.
Butt hurt?
What was that? Say that again?
So does your butt hurt?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Sharp.
Is it from the pens or from Rob?
Look at Rob. Look at Rob. Like,
Space Case says, "What's everyone's longest run of one book?" I assume one title. What's your longest run, Izzy, that you have? Not necessarily completed, but the most issues of.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
How long did that go for? That wasn't that long.
The first series, the first run.
Yeah, 100-something issues.
Yeah,
it's not that long.
But that's the one that I collected week over week. I mean, month over month. So, so there's that one. I have a huge run of Exiles. I got a pretty big run of Punisher. Of course, X-Men. I got a big run of X-Men.
Rob, yours is obviously ASM, right?
No. I just looked it up using my lovely app that shows me my stats. Batman. I have 522 issues from Volume 1, plus all of Volume 2, plus 303 issues of Volume 3. So, of course, some of those are duplicates. But basically, I have from Batman issue 300 all the way to today. And then I have some that are even below 300. But that's my continuous run. Starts at 300 up to today.
No, that's one run. If they change the volume, don't mean it's a different run. It's still
right. That's what I'm saying. From issue 300, all the way to today.
Yeah,
it is a continuous. Plus, I have additional issues from earlier than 300.
Yeah, that's like look at modern Marvel. Every time that they change Spider-Man, you don't have to change the numbering. They just do that for sales. The story doesn't change. It's still the same run.
Spider-Man is number 2 on my list.
Oh, that was a great video that you had, Rob. The one that you got from Jam for the books, the Spider-Man books.
The curated mystery box. Yeah. And then I'm like, when I paid $150 and I got $150 in books, and because it was curated, I felt that was I didn't expect to get overvalue because it was curated to you. But he said he expected it to be overvalued, so he said he's sending me some additional stuff because he.
Oh, really? Bad. Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
But he pretty much matched it though.
He hit spot on. From because he was looking at, again, this is where he was doing everything based off of last sales, and I was doing things based off of cover price. But I'm taking into account what's the conditions. See, that's the thing, that last sales, when you do last sales, you don't know the conditions. And
yeah, outlier somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I like, when I'm looking, especially when I'm getting these raw books that come in, I'm looking at the condition and going, okay, this is a VF, this is a fine plus to VF, whatever. Okay, I have a price range, and then I can go look at if that looks odd, then I can usually I'll sit there and because sometimes the sales are odds, like the lower grade is higher, and I'll push it somewhere in between, I'll round things out, but because you're taking an average. But so he was like, "Oh, yeah." He says, "I'll send you a couple more bucks." I'm all right, cool. I won't say no, but yeah.
That's awfully nice.
Spidey, what's your longest run you have, Spidey?
Well, you'd know everybody would guess the answer to that.
Yeah, that's not a hard one. Superman.
Yeah,
Obviously.
yeah,
Squirrel Girl.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, now it's 3 books left from number 1 to current, including annuals of ASM.
Nice.
Which 3?
You'll have to wait for a new video that I finally did to find out.
ASM 1, 2, and 3.
No, I have 2.
1, 3, 5.
We just keep guessing it.
What's a book that you got the most issues out of?
To be honest with you, it's ASM Amazing Spider-Man. That's probably the most I have.
Well, I appreciate you being honest with us.
Yeah, but I mean, I have such an array of cartoon, themed books. So I mean, those don't run very, very long. And, so yeah, I would have to say I probably have the most of Amazing Spider-Man.
Justin, is it the same for you?
Well, it would have been X-Men, wouldn't it? But you sold a lot of them.
No, actually, the only X-Men I sold were my doubles.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so probably X-Men then.
Yeah, I mean, I still have that full run of the first volume of X-Men, but that was only like 544 issues,
including the reprints in between.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess it would be ASM if you're counting like volumes 2, 3, 4, all that good stuff.
37.
Yeah.
We're at that point now. We're finally getting.
Oh, do we have to count the Nick Spencer run though?
Unfortunately,
everyone would prefer if we didn't.
I'm actually interested to hear Mark's answer to this because I wouldn't actually be able to pick this.
So quick question.
I don't know off the top of my head. I would assume it would be
Zeb Wells of Nick Spencer.
I would assume that it would be Hulk.
Yeah, is he let Mark finish?
Sorry.
Only missing a couple of issues from the complete. I'm
talking
complete,
I was only iffy because I know Hulk, you're going for a full run, but I was thinking you're such a big DC guy. I might have thought it may have been one of the DC books.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm just assuming Hulk. That's the only thing that I'm actively trying to finish. And if you look at the way that I buy floppies, I've like piggybacked off like where Pops ended to continue the runs going. So if you look at the actual family collection that I'm building into, like that I take into consideration when I'm picking up floppies and stuff, it would probably be disgusting.
What do you reckon the main title that Pops probably has the most of? Or that's hard to say too.
Just think of whatever was releasing and then just start counting issues.
Yeah, okay. Too hard unless we have the computer stats of everything scanned.
It would be a Word document stat.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Izzy, what's up? What was your question?
So the question is, what you said you wouldn't count Nick Spencer, but would you count Zeb Wells?
I said, can we not count Nick Spencer?
I know that's not that you wouldn't. So would you count Zeb Wells, or did Spider-Man end at that run?
Spider-Man ended after Volume 1.
You see a lot of people have that same take. Like, when Nick from Two Brothers, he sat down and read through Spider-Man 1 Ford. And he says the same thing you do, Rob. Like, you hear it from a lot of people. Like, it got bad and never got good again. It just didn't.
They had their own. Marvel had their agenda of where they wanted to take the character, and it doesn't align with where the characters, where the fans want the character to go.
Wait, Nick from Two Brothers?
For so long that they haven't taken it back, but fans, because of the deep ties to the character, for numerous and countless reasons, they still just pick it up. So they keep it going. It's just weird that no one's like jumped on the title as writer, as one of those fans going into it. It's like, we've got to shift this way.
It's we talk about Nick Spencer, but you also have to take into account who's running it. which Nick Lowe's been running it for a very, very, very long time, probably as long as Brand New Day came out. So he's the guy that's making the changes in that way. So you have to look at the editor. It's the writer's going to write, right? And they want to take the character to a certain direction, but it's really the editor's responsibility to make it go back to where it was, the glory days. But I agree. I think Brand New Day was the last day.
Nick from Two Brothers read all of Spider-Man. I did not know that. It's not like he tries to tell me every time he talks to me.
Every single time.
I suppose the other thing to take in consideration is a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are completists as well. Even if they're not reading, like they might start reading Nick Spencer and go, "This is absolute crap," but they become a completist. They love the character, regardless of who it is, and they just want to get the whole run.
That's why they put numbers on comic books.
Yep.
It makes you want to have them all.
Like I don't even know what my second highest would be after ASM.
There's a couple of books I'll be like that with. Primarily, like it's with Marvel, it's easier. Like definitely Hulk and definitely Ghost Rider, but I can't think of any more from Marvel that I just want to make sure that I keep the run complete kind of thing. Most of them are I feel so like disenfranchised by the brand that I just don't care with most of it anymore, which is weird.
Yeah.
But then it's also weird to why should I care? Why should I have to have every single issue of the run? But I feel like that about a lot of DC stuff still, like a lot of it.
For me, it's like when I look at the runs, I also think about like the pocket place universes. So I may have a large selection of Spider-Mans when you put them all together, Webb, Spectacular, Parker. I feel the same way towards the X-Men. I got more X-Men than I could count.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I didn't count. When you see Amazing Spider-Man, I don't count Spectacular and I don't count Webb. Those are different titles. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But characters, there's a lot. I mean, I did look up, if I was to look up, because I have the stats, you can see by character. Oops, not that. I want
probably is Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was trying to work out statistics. I think mine is either Spectacular Spider-Man or Wolverine.
Good morning, Brad. I can't separate the characters between MCU and comics. I'm not even sure if I understand that comment. I have a hard time.
I could definitely separate the characters from the MCU to the comics.
I have the hardest time in the world comparing them. And I've made that conversation numerous times already about Thor. If you have somebody that goes and watches this MCU movie with Thor in it, they're like, hey, I kind of dig this character. And they go and like, I'm going to go try a comic book of it. They go pick a comic up, read it. They're like, oh, I'm never reading a comic again. This is nothing like what I'm watching on TV.
So by far, the single most issues by character that I have is Bruce Wayne. Because he shows up in every goddamn thing, and it makes sense. Batman.
How many books you have with Matches Malone in it?
Right. Yeah. No, there's
CLZ actually do it by character.
Yeah, by character. You can. One of the stats is comics by character. So Bruce Wayne, I have, according to this, about 1,473 issues that feature Batman, Bruce Wayne as a character, whereas I only have 880 issues of featuring Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Can I give you my top 5? Just because my number 5 I think is going to surprise a lot of people.
Sure.
So number 1 is Spider-Man. Number 2 is Cyclops. Number 3 is Beast. Number 4 is Storm, and number 5 is Iron Man. Apparently, I have a lot of.
In other words, you got a lot of X-Men.
Yeah, and Iron Man.
That is interesting. Mine is Batman, Spider-Man, Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, and Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn is a bit of a shocker, though, because
because I have I have completed the entire. I have every issue of Harley Quinn, Volume 1, 2, and 3. I have all the Harley Quinn and Harley's gang of Harleys. I have all the, I have so many of the limited series of Harley Quinn. I have
Old Woman Harley and stuff.
I have all that run. I have the Harley Quinn and Power Girl run. I have the, it's like I have a lot of Harley Quinn books.
And probably a lot of variants too.
Yeah. Well, there's not. Yeah.
The only reason why I'm saying I'm shocked by that, it's not so much that you have a lot of Harley Quinn. It's more in the lines is like, her length. She's what, 30 years now? 30 years around, compared to everybody else who's been 60 plus.
But she's been heavily featured, because not only do I have like all the Harley Quinn books, but now you have all the all these solo books. But then all her appearances in Batman Adventures, the all those different appearances also add up. Mm-hmm. So
that's a lot of Harley in your life.
Let's see. Then after Harley comes Joker, Catwoman. My God, the Batman universe is everyone thinks of me as a Spider-Man guy, but I apparently am a Batman guy, which I knew. And then because my wife's collection comes in here, Justin gets excited when I say Cyclops, Nightwing, Wolverine, Storm, Professor X, Nightcrawler, Beast, Colossus. Then it goes back to Penguin, Poison Ivy, and ladies and gentlemen, for something completely different than Darth Vader.
Just throw in Darth Vader just to throw you off.
But somehow in there, and because I don't have but like 3 issues of Superman or something, but I have 190 comics that feature Superman as a character.
You got a lot of Justice League?
I do have quite a run. I have a run of just some Justice League stuff, but he just shows up in a lot of various other things. So,
but Justice League's a little different because there's so many iterations of Justice League, right? So, and a lot of them don't feature the core characters. When you think about it, like Martian Manhunter is probably the guy that's been in the Justice League more than anybody else.
Yes.
Well, I have more issues featuring Superman than I have featuring where to go. It was kind of an odd one that I didn't expect. Where did he go?
How do you do by character?
Oh, more issues with Superman than Luke Skywalker or Two-Face.
That's not that surprising. I'm not surprised by that.
Wolverine's number 10 on my list. I love it.
Oh, but you know what I think maybe gets split here, gets lost, is they list Robin Dick Grayson and Nightwing Dick Grayson as separate, as opposed to list them as Dick Grayson.
Well, they are 2 separate characters.
Are they, though?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't think so. They're 2 different vigilantes played but they're the same character.
Same human that is created in a comic world.
Right, same character.
Mm-hmm. But Bruce Wayne Batman, Azrael Batman, Commissioner Gordon Batman.
Yeah, those are different Batman.
Batman.
I would say that Commissioner Gordon Batman is still Commissioner Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there we go.
Let's see.
Spider-Man, Mary Jane, May Parker, Jay Jonah, Robbie Robertson, then Captain America. That's very surprising. Then Wolverine, then Mr. Fantastic, then the Punisher, then Human Torch. It's all over the place.
Forge is not appreciated. I don't appreciate any of the X-Men, to be honest, but that's just me.
What? Get out of here.
Dude, I've just never been an X-Men guy. I've tried on several occasions to try to read it and get it, but it just doesn't speak to me.
But you were collecting during the big X-Men time, right?
Which one's the big one?
So during Claremont's run.
So my wife was. So my wife has a run. So in my garage, with all the other comics, there is an extensive Claremont X-Men run, including Excalibur and X-Force and all those various X books, because my wife is a big X person, but I personally am not.
But what I mean was when you started collecting comics, you were collecting comics.
1992.
Okay, so you started collecting comics towards the heyday of X-Men, not during the height of the X-Men.
Sure.
So I could understand that then.
He would have started around when the Jim Lee X-Men run came out.
Yeah, so when Claremont was actually leaving X-Men and they were going from there.
Yeah. Yeah, Space
I could see that.
It says Excalibur was a fun read. My wife tells me repeatedly that Excalibur was her favorite title.
Hey, Gary.
Who the hell's this guy down here?
Sorry I couldn't join earlier, Mark. I was out grocery shopping.
Okay, I forgive you.
Any excuse.
Sounds awful.
Did you pick up anything good?
Yeah, just my kid wants chili every Saturday and Friday, so I always pick up stuff to make chili. I have to go and I buy like the big 8-packs of the single Gatorades for them, and just beef jerky for the snack, and just all the same stuff. I shop like 4 or 5 times a week.
Did you pick up more Vegemite though?
I do. My Vegemite's almost done. I got to get another jar. I already blasted through the one I got last week.
You're the only American I know that actually likes Vegemite.
I love it, Simon. Like, toast isn't toast without it now.
Gary, I'm happy you're here. I got something to show you that I picked up over the weekend.
Uh-oh, what is it?
And I actually was thinking about you.
It's a Red Sonja or a Conan book.
Right. Oh, yeah, the movie adaptation.
So yeah, I was gonna get Bob Cam to sign it.
Jamie, you're right.
He was asking way too much money.
Bob Camp was asking too much money?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was asking for $20.
It's Christmas time.
It's not worth $20 for him to sign those.
No, it's just the fact that it's Bob Kent that drew it. I thought was cool, and he was he was at the convention. But I was like, I ain't gonna spend $20 on one signature.
I think I got about 10 copies of each of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's a pretty cheap. The adaptations are fairly cheap, so when I see them, I pick them up if they're in good shape.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty cheap. It was pretty cheap. I did pick it up out of a collection of comics. So he was the guy. Really cool guy, and he was just like, yeah. And I saw it. I was like, this is actually a pretty cool Conan comic, just for the covers alone.
What's cool, Izzy, if you see it out in the wild, there's a graphic novel called The Horn of Azeroth, which is the original script for Conan the Destroyer, which is a much serious script than when Dino De Laurentiis chopped it up and made it a kiddie flick.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe someday I'll get a hold of Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'll get him to sign this.
That would be the move.
Right? And then slap that baby quick.
Have you guys been reading the new Wonder Woman?
I heard a lot of good things.
It is, to me, it's the best written comic out there right now. Tom King is doing something so great with that. Like, if you're not tearing up in that last issue, you're not human.
I haven't read issue 4 yet.
Oh, then I'm not going to talk. It's so good, Mark. It's so good.
I still have a decent stack of stuff to read from this week.
Like, each issue just keeps getting better with that.
I keep trying to describe it just the run itself in a it's just different. Tom King always has a different writing style that he brings to his maxi series or this or that. And what he's doing with Wonder Woman is really cool because it feels like he's doing something I've never seen before, where each issue is a different moment in the story. Yes. You take one single moment and you actually make that moment meaningful. Whether it be a standoff with the army or needing to have a conversation with the leader of the, you know what I'm saying? The whole going through the building or the standoff. It's just been nuts the way that he's just bringing it. And Daniel Sampier on the art is a perfect pairing.
Yes. And the thing with that title, because my first time I read Tom King was with the Supergirl maxi series, which was great. But what he has is he has a great presence of mind of what makes the characters what they are. And he writes really well to that. At no point, every time you're reading it, you completely understand it. He understands what makes Diana Diana. And there's a line in the fourth one, Mark, that Nubia says. I'm going to let you get to it yourself. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a great line.
just found out that Jim Lee's going to be at Terrificon this coming year. That's a pretty big deal.
Oh, we got Garson and Tom King is good with romance.
Yeah, he has that book Love Everlasting that came out. It was Substack first. It's wild. It's super wild.
And Gore's one of those. Gore is a great dude. And if you guys out there have never checked out Gore's channel, you're doing yourself a disservice.
I have not, but I've seen him. I think the most I've seen Gore is in the chat for J Hood when he used to do his. I think it was Saturday morning, maybe Saturday morning show.
He's got a fantastic channel, and he does like really cool perspective things.
Yeah. Other than the Love Everlasting, I don't know what I've seen that is like very romantic with Tom King stuff, and that's even got a crazy twist to it.
Well, I got to read Danger Street now that I got that complete.
It wasn't his best. It was good. The journey was better than the delivery with that one. Sometimes, like with his maxi series, you always look for that Tom King twist toward the end, and they have, they different mileage on them.
And I'd say, yeah, he's a writer that was new to me in the last couple of years, and so far I've loved everything I've written from him. I mean, I've read from him.
Yeah, I really enjoy his stuff. If he's writing it, I always pick it up. I don't know if anyone else is reading Penguin. He's doing the Penguin series, and when they solicited that, I'm like, why are we getting a Penguin series? We don't need a Penguin series. That makes zero sense. And then I'm like, oh, Tom King's writing it. God, now I'm on the fence. So should I get it? I pick up all of his stuff. I'm like, I'll try it out. And I read the first issue. I'm like, yo, I'm all the way in. And then I read the second issue. I'm like, how is this getting better? Like every issue, this is crazy. Like that whole Batman One Bad Day thing that they did, highlighting oversized one shots, highlighting each villain. They're supposed to give each villain their own Killing Joke style story, and they were all trash. They were all trash except for Tom King's, which was nominated for awards. Like it was ridiculously good. And he did his on the Riddler, just changed the game. And now this Penguin series feels like what One Bad Day Penguin should be, and it's really wild.
Let's say the One Bad Days were hit and miss for sales wise too in the comic shop. So like, I thought the Raza Gold one would really sell.
I think it was the cost of the book itself. It was an expensive book.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the reception to them from the people that did read them. And what's crazy is they started with the Riddler one. Like you started with
you already said
an Eisner Award like nominated like superstar team of Tom King and Mitch Gerards. Like, come on. And everything after that feels like mail-in. Because the whole concept was to give all these villains their own Killing Joke style story, like redefine, like make an iconic story that longtime readers can go back to and look at as a defining point of this character. They did that with the Riddler. They didn't do it with a single other one. The Clayface one was really fun. I think they got the assignment right, but most of them didn't even get the assignment right. Like the Two-Face one, it felt like just a backup story of Mariko Tamaki's detective run, which is fine, but it's not an oversized special edition moment in Two-Face's life and history. But this Penguin book, what he's doing differently in this, like talking about how he always brings a different writing style kind of format to his stuff. Whenever Penguin is in the room with somebody, the narration bubbles are that of the person in the room with him. So you're getting like all these different perspectives on the Penguin himself and really getting a feel for how fearful people are of him and what people expect about him kind of thing. It's really, really interesting. And you kind of get an idea of why this little 4-foot goofy looking guy is capable of running the crime in all of Gotham City where Batman operates. He actually feels like a danger for the first time in comics ever for me.
Wow. Yeah, because he was always kind of a comical character to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just based on his appearance alone, it set it up that way. Which I like in Batman Returns when you kind of had that gross Danny DeVito penguin. You're like, all right, that's something different.
Yeah. He actually was biting people's noses off and stuff and kidnapping baby. He was doing some villainous stuff. I have the Tom King and Mitch Gerard's Riddler book signed by both of them last year. You're right. It is the best of them all. Wonder Woman 84 is actually a good movie. If understands it's about Maxwell Lord not having a clue, he's just greedy and man, it was terrible. It made me very sad. They are good to read with Brave and the Bold, Batman, Catwoman 197, where Bruce wrote his memoirs after the death of Selena. Nice. And they Tom King did the they sold the book on his name, but that current Batman Brave and the Bold that's out, that's an oversized anthology style book with 3 or 4 stories in each issue. They solicited it and got it put on people's pool list with Tom King's name. And what they did was him and Mitch did one story in like the first 2 issues. I think it was a 2-part story, and then it was done. But it was like the first meeting of Batman and the Joker, and it's what nightmares are made of. Got a fail-safe fan. I don't really care for what Chip Zdarsky's doing with Batman right now. If you ask me about like current Batman stuff, I'll tell you to go read Ron B's Detective every time. Like out of the 2, Chip Zdarsky's Batman just feels gimmicky to me. The main Batman titles felt gimmicky for years. I think it's the one that helps pay the bills. So they're always doing first appearance of this. We're doing this gimmick book that. But Ron V is writing like an actual saga, like a saga length story arc right now that's really, really good. You got a lot of really good artists coming in working on it. Liam Sharp is part of it right now, which like that's a huge sell. Like especially like the whole gothic vibe that the tones the story has and everything. It's working good. And speaking of Azrael Batman, he made an appearance here recently, which was awesome.
Now that's a pretty hit or miss character for a lot of people, though, right? Azrael.
Yeah, the way that
I like the Azrael.
It can get bogged down in like the whole like I'm just blind to my religious purpose kind of thing at times. But he's not like the front running character. It's a really ensemble cast. He's part of a Catwoman coup that's happening, and he's used like a heavy muscle. Like he's used like a really heavy, and it's really cool how they're doing it. Because like Batman essentially is about to get executed, right? Like this rich family called the Orgums, which is like the oldest piece of the Arkhams, have come back to Gotham to kind of reestablish their place in the city, and they're tied in with all this Far East mystic stuff, which is really cool. And they get a hold of Batman. They're about to execute him. They pretty much have taken over the city. So Catwoman's running this whole plan to try to save him from the gallows. And one thing they have to do is bust through the perimeter of all the security guards and stuff. I hear you. I can hear you. I told you to go get something. And you see this truck just get sent in, and it just gets wrecked into the security guards, and they all surround it and everything. Guns pointed at the truck, and instead of like someone coming out of the truck, you just see the flaming sword come out the side and like peel it open like a can opener, and he pops out in the suit and everything because the city needs a Batman. So he went and pulled his suit out. And it's just really cool. He's when he shows up, you're like, oh, people are about to die. People are about to die, and that's how they're handling him right now. It's really cool.
He's like Punisher Batman. Now, Spidey, are you reading anything at all right now?
Asked me that about 20 years ago.
Well, that's why I figured I didn't know if you actually dipped back into anything recently.
No, I might eventually, but I honestly just don't have the time. And I think just the looming amount of books and boxes that are waiting to be read is quite astronomical. I think I might have given up.
That's.
I understand that feeling. I really do understand that feeling. It gets after a while you get backed up.
Before I sort of got heavily back into it, for about the 10th time, like a lot of people sort of get in and out of. I reckon the last time that I got fully into it would have been. I've always had Amazing Spider-Man on my pull list. Like that's always been on the pull list.
Right.
But actually starting to heavily buy books again probably would have been about 5 to 10 years ago. But I hadn't read anything before that for probably another 5 or 10 years. So I reckon I'm probably about 25 short boxes behind.
Just 1 or 2 then, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So as I said, daunting. and I've gone a lot, and I've gone pretty heavy in the last probably 5 years at least. But that's going old school though.
Would you guys consider Doctor Doom an anti-hero?
No.
No.
Doom 2099.
I see Doom more as like the asshole political figure that has omniscient power over what he rules and thinks that should extend everywhere else.
He's a dictator. He's Putin.
Yeah, he's constantly just trying to, like, everything he does is for his own gain, right?
No, I wouldn't consider him an anti-hero at all. I would I'm looking at this comment here. I would consider Kang more of an anti-hero than Doom if I had to pick.
It says Conqueror in his name, so I wouldn't consider either of them.
I'm not saying, but if I had to pick between the two,
the answer is still both of them are bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
What he's conquering is our hearts?
Izzy, if you had to pick between like Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy, which one's the anti-hero?
Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy. Definitely Ted.
See, you can throw a gain in there for fun too.
You know, he just sounds like a nice guy to talk to.
Who's the anti-hero? Like, neither of them.
Ted Bundy. Come on, man. He's a Bundy.
It's a rough choice, huh?
I'll tell you who I'm not going to stay in the cell with. I'll tell you that much. Throwing that one out there.
Gary, are you going to try to catch the aquatic superhero on the big screen this weekend?
Probably not this. I'm behind on seeing movies. I've been really busy. My work schedule changed a lot, so I'm overnights now. I still haven't seen Godzilla -1, so that's my priority first.
Yeah, I would definitely prioritize that one.
So, and I've still managed to not get any spoilers on it. So,
oh, good for you.
There's spoilers on Godzilla?
Yeah, I would think that there's at least a couple. Have you seen it, Izzy?
I have not, unfortunately.
Yo, go see it. There's definitely spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But Aquaman is on the list too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely going to see it. In fact, I might see it this week. I have to definitely go see Aquaman. That's happening on Christmas, so we're watching it on Christmas. I would have saw it by now.
Anything in the water.
Oh yeah. But we did hear earlier that Momoa will not take off his shirt in this movie, so I'm sorry, Gary.
I'm okay with it. I'm not the biggest Momoa supporter, so it's okay.
Okay.
I don't dislike the guy. I just don't think he's the fit for every hero out there. Like it's touted sometimes. Like, oh, just put Momoa in it. I'm like,
What other heroes has he played besides Aquaman?
Oh no, just the attachment to stuff. Like now he's supposed to be the main man coming up, and
he played Conan.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Oh, he did play Conan.
He was a good Conan, I thought.
Yeah, I love that.
He was not the problem with that movie. The script was, but he looked like the Conan that Robert E. Howard wrote.
Yo, when he's sitting there just trash talking people, licking his sword and stuff, like starry-eyed, like I hope you run. I want to chase you. Like, this is awesome.
Right. It just that scene in that with the interrogator when he's putting his fingers in his nose and stuff.
Yeah.
Brutal. But he was a decent Conan. The script was the problem with that. Horrible script.
I'll be honest with you.
I didn't mind the movie.
I don't know if anything was wrong with that movie. Like, I think it was made well for what it was budgeted for, if that makes sense. I think they spent most of their budget money on getting Stephen Lang in it.
Yeah, but I thought his character was the weakest part of the movie. So that's the character that took me out of it. I thought Rachel Nichols was great. I think the problem is people are too attached to Arnold as Conan, and he's never played a true Conan either. So you guys can all answer this. If you're seeing a property that you love getting made into a movie, and there's like 10 years of stories that have been written for it, Does it ever like kind of bug you that they never adapt any of those stories?
Hey Gary,
like
I
Plutonian,
go
you have
on,
a whole mythology. And they never.
I go on iconic MCU
you sound like the
rants
MCU.
all the time.
I thought you were just talking about the MCU. That's what I was gonna say.
That's like let's adapt this story.
Hey, what? Yo, this sounds really good. There's this comic book called Civil War. Sounds amazing. Yeah, let's do it.
Friends and fiends, it's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of
Comics. Oh, it's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics.
I know he's.
So if y'all were ever wondering, yes, Rob watches his channel.
That's how he gets all those views.
The Biggie's point.
Gary, I made the point the other week.
I'm trying to grab a screenshot of something, but it damn changes too fast before I can grab a screenshot because I don't have the original, because the original is back at home on my main computer.
But I made the observation the other week how asinine it is to think that the writers that are over at the House of Mouse come into the job because they have a lot of young talent over there. And I use the word talent in the loosest way possible. But they have a lot of young writers in there that come in. They look at these properties. They're like, okay, I never read these people. I didn't grow up with these people, but this character is really popular. Let me write a movie for them. And instead of saying, all right, this character is really popular. Why are they really popular? And looking at the material and like the fact that there's like 60 plus years of iconic storytelling, that the story alone captivated the audience so much so that these characters still generate revenue. If Disney never made a single thing ever for the end of time, these characters would still generate revenue in merchandising and printing the books that have already existed and stuff.
Right.
They are literally timeless at this point. Literally timeless. From now till eternity will forever sell because of these stories that captivated people. But they come in and think, you know what? I can write a story for them. No, you can't. Right. No, you can't. The best you can do is go get a story and adapt it. And hope to God you do a good job doing that.
Yeah, mimic it. Well, and that goes to the other side of the spectrum too, which I think is a problem.
Where'd it go?
Is it on
the couch? Move the blanket.
They'll tell the same story over and over again in every movie adaptation. Like, I don't need to see Peter Parker's origins anymore. Show us a Peter Parker that's graduated college. He's working. Him and MJ are already married. Mm-hmm. Show me that story.
They're afraid of that kind of stuff.
We've seen it in high school, 5 times now?
So I use Civil War as a good example, but I think Civil War, the movie, is a great movie, but it's not the same as the comic book. Now, here's definitely a good example of how the source material is so much better than the garbage they gave us, and that's Secret Invasion. They literally told the guy who's running Secret Invasion, don't read Secret Invasion. That's what they told him. That was his directive. Don't read Secret Invasion. Here, just take this term, throw some scrolls in. No, Secret Invasion should have been what Kang Dynasty. It should have been an Avengers movie because that's the type of level that series was.
And it showed because they got their negative feedback from that.
Oh, they got their asses kicked on that one. It was awful. It's not a Nick Fury story. It was never a Nick Fury story.
And I noticed with all the new writers, they keep doing the same thing that they're doing the lazy thing, right? Like right now with Spider-Man. Every time a new writer takes over Spider-Man, I know what we'll do. We'll break up Peter and MJ. No, stop with breaking up Peter and MJ. The title works best when Peter and MJ are together. And you keep breaking them up and you're going to do it in a new way. That's exciting. And no, it's just not.
Leave MJ alone.
The breakup is not as good as the chase. If anything, have him chase MJ rather than break up with her.
No, them as a couple.
I love them as a couple.
Elevated that title as soon as they became a couple, and it made it better than what it was before. It was one of those landmark events.
The most basic issue it boils down to is that people that are working on these characters don't have the attachment to the characters like the readers do. There's been times in history when the people that work on these characters come in because they have these attachments and this right. love of these characters. And like one thing that really put it on full display with me was when this current Miss Marvel comic was coming out. They killed Miss Marvel off and they were bringing her back as a mutant, and she has the new X-Men-esque suit when they were
Right.
when the articles and the interviews came out before that dropped. The Miss Marvel creator, what's her name, like Sana something, she was in an interview talking about the new suit, and she's like, when they sent in the artist sent in the pages of the drawings of the new suit, I was blown away. I'm like, wow, this looks awesome. It looks like it's inspired by the older designs. And I had to ask, like, how did you know of these designs? Like, how did you know how did he know? Like, any common comic fan knows what the X-Men suits look like.
Right.
Any basic one. You're telling me that you hired an artist and you are shocked because they were familiar with art from 20 years ago.
Right. The X-Men stories that everybody talks about.
Like, it makes zero sense at all.
You mean the X-Men had a standardized uniform?
Yeah.
Well, what I don't get right now is
it's blue and yellow.
Is the need to kill off a character and immediately already have their next title announced with them starring in it. Like, just talk about giving, like, why bother?
Well, listen to what they announced now. They
now too.
So they announced that they're bringing the X-Men back to whatever from the ashes. They're bringing the X-Men back. So we're getting the old logo back, and that's all we know right now. But it's called From the Ashes. So the Krakoa storyline, it's going bye-bye, forget about it, it's over. We're gonna put them back into school or something like that?
Fingers crossed. Your fingers crossed. They should do an X-Men story called One Good Day and put him back in the school.
Let me guess. They're going to paralyze Professor X again for like the fourth time?
But when it comes to X-Men, the person's opinion I would want most is John's comics from kids.
I wouldn't. Like, I know he reads a lot of it, but I wouldn't, because he's that's like asking for my opinion on certain DC things. Like, I'm not the guy to ask. I'm too big of a fan.
It's
like,
they're biased.
I'm blinded.
I love John's X-Men perspective. I really do. But I understand. I understand what you're saying.
He doesn't read all of it. I was watching him look at his pool list. He's looking at some of the stuff. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not picking up that X title. I'm not." So he might be a good one to ask.
Maybe ask Justin.
But I can understand your point.
X-Men guy.
Yeah, I haven't read any modern X-Men in a while.
Last thing I read.
Birch is a good guy to ask.
Powers of X, House of X, which I actually liked. I liked reading that story, but it was very different.
The last modern X-Men stuff I read was right around the first Hellfire Gala.
I tell you what, though, the David Nakayama covers are amazing.
Oh,
that's how far behind I am.
I tell you what's funny about X-Men fans, they're usually not men fans, they're usually women fans, and they like Storm and Kitty and all that bullshit is what I find interesting. They're like, oh, the fucking men suck.
That's the way that they've taken the comic book. So, like, if that's what your taste in comics are, you're the only people left reading it. And to this comment, like, DC also, I'm sick of every other character has to be gay or bi. You would assume that's what the case is if you only watch negative ass YouTube channels. I read like 80% DC, like, out of my pool list, and it's definitely not the case. But if you just keep up with DC based off of YouTube channels that are clickbait YouTube channels with big followings because they're negative content, that's all they talk about, because that's all that gets clicks and views for them.
Cancel culture.
Definitely not the case at all. There are definitely LGB characters in there, as with any publisher anymore. But it's definitely not the case.
The one thing I'd like to say is Cyclops does suck, so that's justified.
I fucking hate them, yeah.
I never hated Cyclops.
Women love him. The women love Cyclops.
Do they? Okay.
You haven't spoke to Lady Fantastic then. You haven't talked to Carol.
Oh.
She's of a different
Cyclops.
Yeah, but she's different. She's a little different. But the ladies love them Cyclops.
He's a little different.
I just noticed a pattern. It's like the people I think like X-Men a lot, their favorite X-Men character usually ain't a dude. It's usually like 2 or 3 chicks.
I can agree with that, because I'm one of those people, right? Like I've always liked Storm a lot from when I was reading it. I always liked Lair over Jean Grey. I always like Lorna over Jean.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm a big Wolfsbane guy. I use like with
nice.
X Factor. Wolfsbane was great.
I approve. I approve of this message.
Let me get the clay.
Dude, Superman is like the best like on brand comic that's out right now. Philip Kennedy Johnson brought him back, like so much so that Superman went from having like hardly a title to having like 6 titles on the shelf, counting the miniseries and stuff. Shazam is amazing right now. Mark Waid literally just restored Captain Marvel to all of his glory, gave him his wisdom back, gave him his name back, took the Shazamily aspect away, like recreated Captain Marvel. Wonder Woman, Tom King is crushing right now, and he just made canon again her original origin with this series being made of clay.
Yep.
Like, dude, Jeremy Adams writing The Flash has been the best The Flash has been probably since he first appeared in Showcase. Jeremy Adams is now crushing the Jay Garrett series. You have 3 different Golden Age titles out that are just Robert Mendetti's crushing Sandman. Jeff Johns is heading the JSA right now, as things should be. Like, dude, DC is firing on all cylinders. That's why I say all the time.
They talk about the clay in issue 4 Wonder Woman. They Wonder Woman herself talks about the clay.
Yeah, they're dude, everything. Like DC,
Wait, you gotta message me your opinion on it when you read it, because it's Wonder Woman 4 is probably the very best single issue of a comic I've read in months. And I think Jim Zub's killing it on the new Conan title. And I still think Wonder Woman is the best written title out there.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to like play that game when you're talking about Tom King stuff, because like your taste in a writer is different than their capability to write well. And that dude can write so good. And the fact that he's so versatile, like, can change your taste of even him if you just follow his books. But
well, and he can tackle modern topics and make them story based without making them preachy.
Yes, dude, this is like heavily like easy to draw parallels between like modern immigration stuff, but he's not talking about American immigration politics inside of a book that is
right. It's just part of the story.
So to this question, where's the Moonlight character been in Superman? Right there in issue number 9 on shelves this week. Marilyn Moonlight, super cool character that was introduced in Joshua Williamson's current Superman run. But yeah, dude, if you're talking about like characters being true to who the characters are and having dynamic, good stories, like DC is, there's really like, there's nothing bad you can say about its current direction that it's going in, looking at where it was 2 years ago with the company shakeups and having to reduce their titles down to pretty much just Batman to get the momentum flowing again and get settled. They are firing on all cylinders. Joshua Williams' Superman feels like you're literally reading the Adventures of Superman animated show, but in a more modern comic book medium. Like, it's amazing. Philip Kennedy Johnson has like a praised run that he's just finished up with the annual coming out this coming week will be the last issue to it. Like, they're on top of it. That's why I would say all the time, like, if people started picking up, like, I know a lot of people get introduced to comics via somewhere else, whether it be movies or TV show, and Marvel's just kind of had the limelight for years. So people come into comics reading Marvel, thinking Marvel. Then if you expand that out a little bit, you'll find some really great stuff.
I don't know if people think that. I think it's just a perception because of how many movies and media has been out there over the last 20 years. But I think the people that have always been in comics have always been diversified.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
But
they'll get whatever they can.
DC has had like the most like just historically, you know, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman are the 3 probably most recognizable characters off bat. Like, obviously Spider-Man's in there. And for years people don't know it, but Spider-Man wasn't like Marvel's like most recognizable. It was X-Men. Worldwide, X-Men was the most notable thing Marvel had for a long time.
Because they were international.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Worldwide, not just here in the States. X-Men, that's why like that movie came first, you know. But
well, the movie came first. Huge. The movie came first because of all the issues that Spider-Man was going through. So Spider-Man was stuck with James Cameron for a very long time before he was like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
And they moved on. So it was stuck between studios big time. But I would say Spider-Man is the most recognizable out of all of them.
Now,
X-Men
for
coming a
sure.
close second. No, even beforehand, man. As children, Spider-Man was number one.
Recognizable.
Yeah, number one. Like as far as popularity goes, like who's your what was your favorite comic book?
There was a good gap when that X-Men
X-Men was
cartoon came
ruling
out.
in
They
the
were
80s.
number one.
Yeah, X-Men ruled from the 80s to the 90s. X-Men ruled. You know that was the number one selling book. Even the tie-ins were outselling everything else, right?
Yeah.
So it was like X-Men, the tie-ins, and New Mutants. All that was selling it. I think what happened in the 90s is when we lost Claremont, we lost Lee, we lost pretty much everybody associated with the X-Men. We get Fabian, who was writing, but Scott Lobdell was writing it, and it wasn't as sharp or creative as the Claremont run was, because Claremont really put his heart and soul into X-Men to the point that if you talk to him today, he'll tell you everything about the X-Men.
Well,
Like,
it's
he
tough because there's
doesn't miss
certain
a beat.
creators that you don't
Yeah.
like artists and stuff that you don't want to be the person that's got to follow them.
But even so, no one have you ever heard someone say who's your favorite X-Men writer? And someone said Scott Lobdell is amazing. You don't hear that. It doesn't exist.
Everybody's got, because there's a gold standard with every title, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Claremont's the gold standard.
But there was a reason why he was the gold standard. But it wasn't him by himself. You got to give John Byrne some credit, even though he'll hate to admit it. You know what I mean? So you got those guys there. Paul Smith is another guy. And, you know, even Larry Hama, when Larry Hama was writing Wolverine, it was pretty good stuff. So all these guys are associated with what, you know, the greatness of what X-Men was in its, you know, in its height. And the movie came out and it showcased a little bit of that with some of its own movie stuff that came along with it. But the whole purpose of the movies at that time was, hey, how many toys can we sell out of it? Because that's what it was all about.
And toys. I'm not a great well, it's always about toys. Toys is where that's why McFarlane went into toys.
Yeah,
toys make money.
It was all about the toys.
You got some of these creators coming back. I'm not reading Transformers and G.I. Joe because it was never my thing. But what a brilliant move to bring Larry Hama back.
Oh yeah, and just let him continue his run as if it never stopped.
So. And it's too bad that like Bill Mantlo was in his accident, because that guy was amazing when he was writing too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely Miller versus Bendis as far as Daredevil runs go.
Miller, dude, I love me some Miller. I'm currently just dove into Reborn.
That's a cool cover.
I just like the art, man. I don't really give a shit. The stories are the stories, you know, but the fucking art is what pulls me in.
Well, Reborn is illustrated by Capullo. That's one cool thing about diving into the Miller World stuff. You know, he writes all of it, but he gets a different artist on every title kind of thing. And it's always like really, really exceptional art.
Yeah, Capullo's the shit.
Yeah, he's all right, Spidey. Smoke bomb. I love how Justin has made smoke bomb a thing. Everyone dropped smoke bombs now.
Yeah. So to Jamie's point, I think the Fantastic Four has such an array of villains that's not Doctor Doom that could be utilized properly, but we get stuck on this whole Fantastic Four must have
got a couple. You got two.
I like the first two Fantastic Four movies.
I like them too.
Enough, but the problem was Doom. I don't understand.
The second one, especially.
I think this goes to the point we were talking about earlier with people that don't understand the character. Stop giving Doom electricity powers. Just he doesn't have them.
He's a magician. He's a sorcerer.
Of him being a leader and him using the army and the Doombots and coming out from that. And,
Doombots, yeah.
But Doom, what I always liked about Doom is that he was where Mr. Fantastic was all about the technology aspect and science. Doom was like, okay, let's marry science with magic and see what we could get from this. And that's what was the thing. So I would say Doom is even a superior person than Mr. Fantastic, even though Mr. Fantastic was the smartest guy.
So does Doom.
Right.
You know.
Well, the thing they do too is in the movies they just make him the whiny wow. I want Sue Storm instead
They
of making
didn't want to even go towards the. They didn't want to touch that. That's the only thing I had a problem with those movies. That Latveria was not part of the movies.
Right. That's that, and it wasn't really a true Doom in any of them.
I think the actor was fantastic, though. I liked him.
Y'all remember that issue in Secret Wars where Doom exposed his face? Yeah, he's like very narcissistic and very into his face, and he covers it up because it's scarred and shit. And that's I think that's a deep part of his character. I don't know why they made that such a big deal, but I mean that's like what he's kind of about, I guess.
But the purpose behind the scar of his face was that we as a readers didn't know what exactly it was. Was it his whole face was scarred? Was it the fact that he had a little scar and it just he wanted perfection, and he saw himself as being a perfectionist. So when it came to his face, even if it was like just a little thing, it was terrible. So he had to put the mask. So, no one really knew what he looks underneath the mask, and there was some mystery behind it. Like, is it really a scar? Is it not? So, you got to
think with all that part. That's cool.
Yeah, he was a little too emo in the movies for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said there's a lot of enemies. There's a lot of heralds under Galactus, and then there's Dr. Doom. I can't think of like a ton of FF main supervillains.
You got Mole Man. You have Annihilist. You got
the Toymaker.
Yeah. You could get some really cool.
Yeah, they got a pretty.
That's a long way from Doom and Galactus, though. That's like a distant third.
Submariner.
Submariner wasn't. Yeah, well, he was before FF, so that don't count.
I think Annihilus would be great because you could take him to the negative zone and deal with all that.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Doom is the number one guy, but there's others. There's definitely others.
And start it fun. Have them already in a fight when you first meet them, like they're fighting the Frightful Four, just for fun.
Yeah.
And then, instead of wasting all the time on yet another origin story.
Talking about for a movie?
Yeah.
Dude, for a movie, they need to take the entirety of the MCU, kill it, and burn it with fire. Burn it all down. Like, just don't even worry about addressing it. Just snip it off,
Start over.
It's done. Who cares what we've done? We're making Fantastic Four. It takes place in 1962 during the space race and all that, and it's a period piece film. We're starting the Marvel universe.
I would love some period piece movies.
Call it ultimate.
Then people will bitch about an origin issue or story.
And let them. Who cares? Because if you make a good enough movie, and that's the trick, make a good movie, and you don't have to make Oppenheimer. Just make a good movie.
Like, and I want to see it. And I'm the only one that's going to want to see this, but I want to see a late 70s Dazzler movie where it's taking place during the disco era with all that music and the.
Dude, you're absolutely right, Gary. You are the only person who
exactly.
Oh, no. You forget Scotty.
It's a true story, Mark.
No, Scotty wants that. Don't forget Scotty.
I give her a cameo.
Number one.
Yeah, give her another cameo. She had a cameo already in Dark Phoenix, sitting there singing outside with the little sparkles and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it. It's just a cameo. Who cares? It's like you've had Jubilee cameos.
Let's be honest, Gary. What else is there to do with her?
Why, she was a Herald of Galactus for a little bit. She took on Terrax. I think you could do something cool with it in the late 70s. In the global thing.
But her coolness is contingent on other stuff being set up and present, right?
Well, her light powers, once she learns how to use them, are almost Omega level.
I got light powers, but it requires a switch on the wall.
Yeah.
You got light powers like that? I got light powers. All I gotta say is, hey, Google, turn on kitchen light.
I agree with you, Gore.
There you go. That's my light powers right there.
In that series, I wanted to see her become the badass Agent Carter. and we didn't get to it, but I loved Agent Carter, and I'll watch anything.
Agent Carter was cool.
But
I watched Agent Carter.
Kept waiting for her to just take over and just run it.
Yeah, that was a good series.
If Fox owned Marvel, I'd want to see ROM movie or Micronauts movie.
I would definitely want to see ROM.
That might be an angle, like, as you know, in all reality, it looks like we're just out of every decade is like defined by certain pop culture characteristics of it, and you know, the past 15 years were defined heavily by the superhero craze. And it's going to pass. The superhero craze will definitely pass, and the people that will remain are the people that were there before it started, with some few new fans. But the size of the interest level will go back down to, like, it's kind of doing the same thing the market did. You know, it exploded during the lockdown, and it's doing a little correcting. That's the same thing that's going to happen with like the pop culture footprint of the superhero stuff. It's going to do a little correcting down to the fans that have been there, the new fans that came along, but the people that just came in to look at the flashy popular toy, they're going to move on to the next thing. And once it does, like, they're going to have to find that next big cultural pop. And I wonder if
video games.
I'm talking about
video games
specifically. Is he talking about?
And that's true too, because I've always been like this kind of a fan for this stuff. And I've always felt like I've had to see every movie that comes out, and I haven't felt that way the last couple of years.
They took it from you.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't need to see everything that comes out now.
No.
So you were the guy that went to see Barbed Wire.
I did not go see Barbed Wire.
I think Pee Wee Herman was the only person to go see.
Once you cast Pamela Anderson, I
was watching Barbed Wire, to be honest. He was watching something with Barb and had wires.
I don't care anything about Pamela Anderson in anything.
Yeah, but westerns had their time to shine. Sci-fi stuff is I think sci-fi genre is something that I expect that would like have like a decent pop again before like something like westerns would. Westerns used to be so popular because you can make high-flying western adventures on a moderate budget. You know, they don't require crazy special effects, just decent stunt actors and everything.
Well, right now I'm really ready for Dune 2 because the first one was so good.
Yes, so good.
I demand more westerns in space.
I'm not a Dune reader. Like, I didn't read the James Herbert novels or anything, but when I watched this last Dune, blew me away.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm gonna watch it again before we go to the movie. So it's supposed to come out in March.
It's probably more because of Denis Villeneuve. He's just amazing.
He's so good. Blade Runner was good.
Really good. Annihilation was good. He's a really good sci-fi.
I love Annihilation.
Yeah, that was really good. That bear, man, that was the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
The stuff.
He's one of those directors. He's one of those directors that they tell him, "Here's all the money in the world. Do what you want to do," and they let him do it, and they don't care if it flops or not. Because Blade Runner flopped big time. But so did the first one.
A lot of like the original Blade Runner flopped. A lot of movies have flopped in history.
Oh, Poolside with Rob.
The pool is overflowing.
You got a jacuzzi in the corner too. Look at that.
Yeah, well, but the pool is overflowed. It's actually the pool water is now covering the pool deck.
Oh wow!
Uh-oh.
You can't park there.
If you make it bigger,
oh yeah, hold on. I got you.
What's y'all's definition of? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh damn!
Is that the same pool from? Oh wow, that's even. Oh, now I really see it.
That's the pool from Wild Things. Biggie, what were you saying?
What's y'all's definition of a street level hero?
Well, I don't want to say non-meta, but like mildly meta. Mildly meta-human.
Well, definitely like Daredevil, Punisher, people that aren't overpowered.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And they're based mostly about protecting their neighborhood or city.
Luke Cage is a good example of that.
Pretty local.
Well, Luke Cage is a good example until you question if he's a hero or not.
But sometimes. I think that's the thing with street level heroes, though. There's a gray area.
Like Punisher too. Yeah, I don't know. I think the neighborhood, man, like street might have something to do with it
Like
too. Like they might be able to have power.
Consider them street level heroes.
I also look at it from the perspective of how much of the city matters to that person. You know what I mean? So like with Daredevil, it was all about Hell's Kitchen. With Spider-Man, it's really about New York and Queens. Luke Cage is Harlem. You know?
So Batman too? Would Batman?
I think at one point he could.
Batman was a street level hero until
but now that the dude goes to space and punches Darkseid, and I think they've elevated him.
I think Nightwing's more of a street level hero than Batman.
Yeah, Nightwing is street level. Yeah, I think Huntress is street level.
Yeah.
Night Thrasher.
Yeah, Night Thrasher definitely. I put him in the same line as Hypno Hustler.
I'd say, yeah, Night Thrasher's like basement level.
Where's Mike when you need him?
I always thought Silhouette was a more interesting character than Night Thrasher.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I wouldn't know. I'm trying to think of like. I was thinking, to be honest with you, when I think of like a street level hero, I think of one that doesn't have really too many powers. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just training and
yeah.
And ability.
I think that's a prototypical one. Yeah.
Or not have powers at all. Because Punisher doesn't have any.
Robin's the best example. Robin is a good example of a street level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about the Turtles? That don't count.
That's what I was.
Yeah, the Turtles will count. I would call them street level.
I mean,
I would count them.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, they really trained to be ninjas.
Mm-hmm. They are street level though.
And they're powered by the ooze.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing. I'm like,
it gets iffy, man. It gets iffy. See, even if you do like Captain America or Fighting Yank, those ain't really street level. They're like government.
No, Captain America I wouldn't consider street level. I would consider him,
Yeah, I think once you reach Avenger
agent
status, you lose your street level.
Yeah.
Like Avengers or Justice League status, you lose your street level.
Well, that's the thing. It's like a lot of these street level characters weren't part of a team, or if they were, it was a part of a street level team.
AR says turtles are more sewer level.
Oh, yeah, they're below street. They're definitely below street. They are. But they're all about that pizza.
These heroes are also out in their community, right? Like people like in the old Luke Cage and Power Man and Iron Fist title, where the people on the street would say hi to them, and
Green Arrow.
Oh,
Green Arrow is a good example. Original Green Arrow was street level. Even now, I will say now, because if you think about it, he doesn't have any powers. He's just a skilled, marksman.
Right.
Archer.
Right? Yeah, it's an archer. At one time, Hawkeye would have been a good example. But he likes to hang out with the superheroes. I'm out of hours.
Well, one of the guys on the club tonight are going to be showing some books they've never shown, and I guess it's like some major Grell shit, and I'm talking like Steppo, Allen, and Doc, so it's going to be like pretty cool, man. I'm pretty excited.
There's some big books right there. Jeez. Those three guys. Oof.
I've never seen Steppo and Doc on the same show, so I was like really trying to get that to work, and they're going to like battle and street level heroes, and it's gonna be a fucking good one. Alan's, Who Dat, TM, they'll all be there too, so it's gonna be sick.
Well, Doc's always good. Doc's always got great stuff.
Yeah, Doc's the man.
Yeah.
I get into watching guys collect books and reaching their goals, and it really inspires me. Like I should just fucking go at something real hard and shit. But I'm such a softy dude. Like I always try to take the easy road where I use smaller books instead of my normal bigger books to get shit. But it just takes me more time. I can't do it like that, man. It's these fucking guys, man. Holy shit. Fucking once you break like 4 or 5 digits on a book, dude, it's like, oh man. And then when you bust 6 digits, dude, it's like, what the fuck are we even doing? That's like a city block or something, right?
Yeah.
It's like I didn't pay my rent this year.
Hey, good for them if they can get them.
Little by little, little by little. You don't have to get a 9.0 and everything.
Oh yeah, Steppo, he's just been doing it since 12-cent days and shit. Like if you just stayed in the game and you a lot of these guys bomb, like Rob sees them on his slab show, they'll say they bomb for 12 cent, 10 cent, all that shit.
Yeah, like Joe from Anachronic.
Yeah. Patience. All right, guys. I got to do some video editing today, so it's gonna be a big, busy day. But goodbye from the Great Wall of Comics.
Later, Izzy.
Take care, Izzy.
Felicidades, everybody. Smoke bomb.
Feliz Navidad.
I just spent $20 on McDonald's breakfast 10 minutes before lunch. I think I deserve a trophy. It's okay. I gotta run to the mail office real quick, post office.
Big, you just call that brunch, bro. That's it. That's what I do.
It's something, dude. I went a little hard. I got the bagel steak sandwich. I told her to write down what she wanted, and she just wrote down the shit for Bug. And I'm like, well, fuck, I can't remember what she wanted. The girl order is always harder than the little kid order.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that 181. You got that 181 there, Justin?
181.
Yeah, you got a 181, don't you?
What? An X-Men 181?
Hulk.
No.
Oh, Hulk. Sorry. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'd like to get one. I know Mark's got one. Probably be about February for me. I don't like selling in December. It's like people were crackhead deals and shit out here right now.
December's the best time to sell.
Well, it's the best time to buy. It's not the best time to sell.
No, so I've been selling a ton of shit on eBay this month because people are looking for Christmas presents.
Yeah, but there's so many low prices. I mean, if you're getting good deals, then that's really good. But
well, I mean, you just put it up there at the price you want to sell it for, and you just let it sell.
Right. I'm not that patient. I start shit at $1, and I just let the chat decide most of the time. That's what I did all year last year. But that's cool. I just see. I mean, if I had a bunch of money, I'd probably go get a ASM 13, like a 2.0 for 600 right now or some shit. That'd be fly.
I need a 13. I sold mine.
That what is it? Number 5 with Dr. Doom, dude. I love that one. Is it 5 or 4? I forget. Y'all remember what I'm talking about?
5. It's 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah, I just recently got. I think it's Daredevil issue number 37 when he fights Doctor Doom.
Oh shit!
I just recently got that for $3, and I sent it to Dustin to get clean press and graded, and I'm hoping for a 9 to 9.2.
Damn, I had the issue where Daredevil met Kingpin for the first time, and it's a Frank Miller cover or issue or whatever, and I love that fucking book, dude. And I didn't think it was worth that much. I sold it. I went back to go get it, and it's actually kind of pricey book.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a couple books that I sent to get graded. Waiting for them to come back. I have a couple, like, just for myself, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, issue number 1. I sent that bad boy in. That's actually, it's crazy. I saw it recently on a top 10 list, like Cover Price, top 10 or whatever, list that they have. And I was like, why is this going for, they're like, oh, Raw just sold for like 100 and something. And I'm like, what? So then I looked it up, and I'm like, graded copies are going for like $300. And I'm like, this is wild. I said, I have a copy.
Yeah.
Let me get it graded.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I sent and I just recently got back. I got back this one here. This was from CBCS, X Factor, issue number 1.
Hell yeah.
It's signed by Jim Shooter and by Bob Layton. Newsstand 9.6. I found this for $3 too. I go to these little flea market things here in Florida, and no lie, people are just like, oh yeah, whatever's in that bin over there is $3. And I'm like, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie, some of them are not in the best grade, but there are some that are just like immaculate, and it's just like, this is definitely a near mint. How do I not pick this up for $3? So, but yeah, it's that's why I here in Florida, a lot of people, a lot of people's collections, I think, just go to wayside, with the older people that I think live here, and and what happens is you have all these their children or people who are not in comic books, and then they just, all right, we'll just put it in a flea market, put it in garage sale, yard sale, whatever, get rid of it. And that's, like I said, here in Florida, there, I've come across some books that I'm just like, I can't believe there's like that Daredevil 37. Like I said, it was in such amazing shape, and the guy's like, yeah, $3. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, let's freaking do it. And then I also got that Captain America, Rob, the one I showed you. It has the giant head, him. I forgot what issue that is, but that was another one I got for $3, and that's like a 9.0. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, but I've been showing you that those books I could buy, even slab, they're dirt cheap.
Yeah. But I mean,
what's really crazy, like I just picked up 9.2 graded copies of Eternals 2 and 3. Each one of those cost like $45.
What?
Damn! What print was the number 2?
Yeah.
First
fucking print. What grade was it?
9.2.
9.2. That's outrageous. $40?
$45. Yep.
Holy shit!
It's because
I got a second print like near mint that there's no way I'd let it go for like $40. I couldn't. It's a second print.
There's no value in them right now.
Wow.
That's
what I'm trying to say. Justin says books are going for good prices. I don't think they are. I think if you go on eBay, even eBay prices are cheap. Fucking Silver Age Thor, Silver Age Avengers, $5 and shit, bro. Everything's cheap.
There's a lot of good stuff out there to be had. Yeah.
Only thing that didn't dip was 181 and Hulk books and some ASM. Like, there's not much shit that's not took a big plunder, man.
So it's a good time to get the keys that you haven't been getting that you want.
I think so, yeah.
You can collect like me, cartoons.
Yeah, my top 10 this year wasn't like the most fantastic, but I got some pretty fly shit. I got a first Scorpion. I got a Dracula 1962 Dell. I got a Monica Rambeau. I got I don't know, a bunch of other things. I got a First Century, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice. Those are some nice books.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. The Dracula was really cool because it was like a LB Cole and it was pretty rare. Like there's only 20-some census. That don't mean that there ain't a bunch out there, but you really don't see it that often, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I got
just because it ain't slab.
I don't show this one often, but this is one of my X-Men, one of my favorites here. That's an 8-0. I got this year. Juggernaut Colossus Classic.
Oh yeah.
But
that's fire.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite just fighting matchups in history. Juggernaut versus Colossus. I love that.
I think about any Silver Age Marvel book should be a $20 book, even if it's all tattered and torn almost, you know. But that's just how I feel.
A lot of books printed in the Silver Age.
I guess, man. But if you're paying $10 for a facsimile or a new book, then what's a 60-year-old book gonna cost, right?
Right.
I need to put this next one.
Single slab.
Can I show off 2 books that have just recently come in for me?
No, get out of here, Justin. No.
All right, bye. I'll just go over here. So
you gonna wear a shirt?
This is the first one. My daughter really enjoys Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, so I got Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #1.
There you go.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
That is very high.
I love your shirt, by the way, Justin.
Thank you. I think
I'm a
it's
big Muppet guy.
It's a party that we can all get behind.
Yes.
And then I just got this back from CGC yesterday, signed by Peter David and the letterer Rick Parker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Letterer. Gosh, those guys are jerks, I hear.
It's true, we are. So now I just I'm gonna put it in a box and wait for the next Todd McFarlane signing.
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Now, are you a big fan of signed books, Justin, in general?
I have been becoming like a bigger fan of it. Like every time there's a CGC announces a signing, I feel like I immediately go to like Comic Vine and look at every single book that person has worked on to see if I could find some sort of like X-Men title,
right?
To get them to sign.
Now, Justin, if you could just show us 8 more books, 1 very personal book, and 1 spec book, we can get this right underway.
Oh, just go right over here.
No, I do got to get Justin on there though.
Who'd you have on last night? Was it Dr. Von
DVH?
I popped on for a second and dropped the hooters in the chat.
It was fun, and he opened some presents from his wife on the stream too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love DVH.
Yeah, I've got to open mail one day, someday. I haven't opened mail in a while now. There's a lot of it here. I got like over 20 packages that I haven't opened now. The oldest one being from January of 2021.
Well,
now you just got to time capsule it and bury it.
That's how I feel. The longer time goes, the more I don't want to open it.
Right? Do you and still have an idea what's in it, Mark, or no?
What's in that one? No, that one is that one kind of is a time capsule because it's actually one of the little prizes from Slab Hub.
Oh, okay.
It's a show that doesn't exist anymore. So I'm like, do I ever want to open it? I don't think so. And then now most of the time, like when stuff comes in, I'll take a Sharpie and just write a word or 2 on the package to know what it is. And then I just kind of let it sit there until I figure out what I want to do with it.
Right, it's protected.
Yeah, yeah, it's safe.
Right.
Yeah, I got like a stack in here, just about like yay tall of mailers, and then I have in my laundry room, I've got like a tower.
Nice. And
you remember when the Alex Ross Timeless variants came out?
Oh yeah.
And then how they did the timeless villains variant. Like I've got I just pre-ordered those from Big Time Collectibles just to make it easier than trying to nitpick covers and stuff from my LCS.
Both of those are very hit or miss for me.
Yeah, so I've got all the villain variants still in boxes in there. I know those are in there. Like time wise, that's been a little while since those came out. Then that variant that Cole and Poser did with Iggy, where they had Iggy do an exclusive cover for him. That's in one of them. That's one of the older ones. Then there's just stuff, wins along the way, little purchases here and there.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I'll come home and there'll be nothing, or I'll come home and there'll be a stack at the door.
And some of the stuff that I order is, I opened this Geiger book that I got because I didn't have the red coat cover for the Geiger 80-page giant, and I wanted that red coat cover, and I couldn't find it anywhere in the wild locally. So I opened this one Wednesday because I was going to bring it to Guess That Key, but then I went and double-checked Key Collector, and it's not listed in Key Collector because it's just not updated yet.
Right. That's where As a guy who buys independents, how does Key Collector do, in your opinion, on getting those independent keys listed?
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I don't know. The only time I use Key Collector is for Guess That Key. But they failed on this one. I mean, it's definitely the first appearance of Redcoat. Like, there's an entire story in there. That's not disputed. But Redcoat, the character, is not listed in Key Collector at all yet. Neither is Junkyard Joe. So, like, that whole universe is exploding. They should have already been ahead of that, you know?
Geiger's something I missed the boat on. I might have to read it in trades.
Yeah, they're miniseries, so it's I guarantee it. You'll really enjoy, especially Junkyard Joe. That one was exceptional.
Yeah, Polcam loved that too.
Junkyard Joe.
Oh, they are good. I tried to ship my letter media mail, and they're like, "What's in it?" I said, "Stickers and a letter." I sent a necklace. Yeah, it's like I'm trying to ship drugs or something. I'm like,
because it's not media.
Yeah, he said it's something else, but I don't want to pay $5 for a fucking envelope shipped mail. Like, what the fuck? I spent. It was $1.20. It was $1.50, so it wasn't that bad. I don't know what the hell he called it. He said, "What is it? A hi, how you doing letter?" I'm like, I guess. When the fuck are they supposed to start asking you what the hell you're shipping? Just take the shit and ship it.
Well, they do that with media mail from time to time because people abuse it. It's not. It's supposed to be only for shipping educational media stuff.
Educational media.
The post office now at checkout has a second screen. Yeah, you have to, like, are there batteries, liquid, fragile, perishables? And you have to hit no. They have a second screen that's verifying that you are shipping under the correct whatever. I guess because of
we have that now too.
Yeah, it's clearly just to confirm that you know that you're trying to rob the post office if you're trying to rob the
It's a fucking envelope. Ship the shit. Calm the fuck down a little bit there, killer.
Yeah, they have it built in now.
I can understand if I was shipping like lead weights or something, but golly.
Good morning to that guy, Dale of Suspense. That guy, Dale of Suspense, will be one of the next guests on Guess That Key.
Ooh,
it'll be January 3rd. My mailman can't deliver a package to my porch because it's a few feet away from the mailbox and won't because the mailbox is small. Good morning, ADF. Anybody have any extravagant plans for Christmas?
I'm going to go visit my parents. Oh, wait, I already am.
Just relaxing at home and watching my kid enjoy his stuff.
Yeah. Watching Little Shack go crazy.
Trying not to get flooded.
Is it still raining hard over there?
It is. Matter of fact, my dad had just got up, and we were looking at it right now and talking about, without to get a pump, because it's take a look here.
I was going to tell you to grab a straw.
The pool deck the pool's overflowed, and it's now up to the
mat.
Yeah.
Y'all don't have like runoff or drain or anything?
Well, it's all, there's drains and stuff out there, but it's all flooded out too. It's just way more rain than this area is used to handling. So he said he's got a submersible pump that once it slows down a little bit, it may throw it in there and then run out to the sewer line.
Does that happen a lot when it does rain?
Well, this is the desert down here, so it doesn't rain very often. But when it does, the ground doesn't absorb the water the same way. So it does experience flooding when they get heavy rain, but they don't get heavy rain very often. It only seems to have heavy rain when I come down here.
Yeah, I got a receipt from him. I wonder what the hell it was called.
There's no holiday specials on the Warner Brothers or Marvel or Disney app this year that they made.
It's called Large Envelope, is what he called it. So I guess I didn't break any laws.
Oh.
There's a Batman holiday special that's on Amazon Prime, but it's cartoon. It's like a cartoon though. I saw that, but I don't know. I really don't know anything else that's coming out or
Right, because they did so much last year, and then no one's doing anything this year.
Yeah.
What
is it? Just saw something. Something just came out. Disney came out with it. Yeah, it was a Christmas movie with Ludacris.
Yeah, I saw that. That's scoop. My kid watched it.
Yeah, they can drop the Alien Romulus trailer for me. That would be nice.
Ludacris is like, ooh, spooky.
I actually he wasn't too bad in that. He was all right. I like him. I like him as I like when they were like, someone's like, oh, some guy looks like John Legend just walked in that house, and I was like, hell no.
I like the new Eddie Murphy, or it wasn't even Eddie Murphy, the new Haunted Mansions. I like bad movies. I don't know. I'm just good at that. Like the new Indiana Jones, I watched all of it. I thought it was fantastic.
I didn't see the new Haunted Mansion, but I heard it was good. It's got my man Danny DeVito in it.
Yep, Danny DeVito. Had a couple bigger actors in it. The main witch was some old chick.
Yeah, Owen Wilson was in it. Rosario Dawson, I think.
Oh, that's it. I'm in.
Yep.
It's a good movie, dude. It was better than the Eddie Murphy one. It was way better than the Eddie Murphy one. You actually, well, I mean, you actually kind of cared about what the Haunted Mansion ghosts were about and shit, and it was kind of interesting.
But was it better than the Muppets Haunted Mansion?
Again.
Hey man, Eddie Murphy's a fucking great actor, guys. Don't disparage Eddie Murphy now. Come on.
Scrooge is my favorite holiday film, Lady Fantastic. I love Scrooged.
Oh, Scrooge is a good one. That's been playing free on Pluto, man, like crazy. That and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I love that movie.
That's my favorite comedy.
Those aren't pillows.
It ain't Christmas without a Christmas Carol, though. The one with Ralphie and I'll Shoot Your Eye Out. That's the one I gotta watch.
Christmas Story?
Christmas Story, right? Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, he just came out with a new Christmas movie called Candy Cane Lane.
Sorry.
No, not bad. It's a good family. Like a kids and family movie. It's like that. Sorry, pillows. Hey, oh yeah, how was the game? Yeah, the game last night. Yeah, all right. Yo, John Candy's speech at the end of that, or in the middle when he's like, "People like me," and that gets me every time. I'm like, that was like really heartfelt. I'm a good guy. You're just like, oh, you jerk, Steve Martin.
Right. I love Steve Martin.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Him and Martin Short are awesome together too, let me tell you.
Oh yeah, Three Amigos.
Well, they're doing that Murders in the Building series too.
That's actually not bad. I actually like that.
Yeah, I saw the first season, but I haven't watched the others. Not because I don't want to, just because I get distracted by other series to watch. And I mean, look, I'm only just now finally getting this, Strange New Worlds series, season 2, and haven't. There's lots of other things I haven't even gotten to yet. So
there's just too much. I mean, to be honest with you, and then you spend more time scrolling through the freaking streams to find what you want to watch, and then all of a sudden it's like an hour later, and you're like,
yeah, that. And sometimes what the problem becomes is, I find for me, anyways, is it's because everything is binge now, right? Or these whole seasons, it becomes intimidating to say, I don't, because I want to sit there and I want to start this, because once I start this, then I'm vesting, like I got to put time into this one. I can't just watch it once a week or something, right? For some reason in your mind, I got to watch it all at once, or this is 7 seasons long. I've got to start. It's going to take me forever to watch this. Never mind. I'll move on to something else. Because I had that problem, where I wanted to see something, caught my interest where I wanted to see episodes of Enterprise, but I said, I got to start from beginning, and it was started watching seasons 1 and 2, and of course those are real proper television seasons. There's 26 episodes in a season. Right. And, you start getting through it. It's you know what? This is probably a bad idea. Let me just give up on this, or just skip to the episode I wanted to see.
Man, I got these floor mats for my car, and they just make the car look so fucking much better, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, they do. I had giant ones before.
It's amazing what a $20 floor mat will do for your car, but that's pretty nice.
That's true.
Now, Roscoe, what are you guys doing on the your Christmas edition for Between the Lines?
It's just an open forum. If anybody wants to come on, say hi. Give good cheer, or if you want to hang out and draw, it's just open to anyone who wants to hang out. TM will send you the link, and but basically we're just going to be drawing. I said Happy Holidays is the theme for drawing. So in case if nobody wants, I don't want to say Christmas. In case someone's like, well, I want to draw, Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Festivus or whatever,
Right.
I just say Happy Holidays, open to everyone, whatever you want to draw. So yeah, that's about it. We're just gonna be, but Travis also kind of switched it up where the chat can ask me and Travis questions. So that'll be.
There you go, Lady Fantastic. Just sent you a message, Roscoe.
Awesome. Perfect. Yes. Good. I'll probably good. We'll get more than 200 views this time. That's funny. Yeah, sure, absolutely. If you want to jump on Lady F real quick, that's fine. Come on. She popped on Louis' channel last night when we were all singing and stuff. Man, that was a fun stream.
I gotta watch the replay because I was live at the same time.
Oh yeah. I know. I was like, oh shoot. I watched you later because I couldn't sleep. We were up for hours, and then you kind of get that that comic journey insomniac mode in your head.
Right.
So then it's like, all right, now I'm awake. So here I am. I'm just sitting there and I'm just like watching everything I missed from last night. So I was like, this works out.
Well, stuff people always like, oh, I don't know when to go live. Someone else I know is going. Dude, you'll never go live. Then just go live. Just go do your thing. There's always the replay.
It's very true. Very true. You know, it's yeah. I know people are always like, oh, you're going same time as me, and it's like, no, I mean, you don't really have to be there for the live show. I mean, you know, if it's like a show like that, you don't really need to have like an audience or, you know, like between the lines. 95% of our questions come from the audience, so we really try to encourage having audience there. But like last night, Louis, anyone can watch that whenever, because like I said, we were just bullshitting, you know, singing Christmas songs and just talking, you know, and we were just having so much fun. Let me tell you, we were just laughing, and I mean,
if you're on a stream with Louis, you're automatically going to have fun. That's just a guarantee.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And but it was funny. Izzy came on, and Izzy was singing one of the this Spanish Christmas song, and in the song it's like, and it goes, it's like tuki 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 tuki. Yo, I couldn't get that out of my head last night to save my life, man. It was like he was like tuki 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 tuki, and he kept doing it, and I'm like, yo, I mean, this is stuck in my brain. Thanks a lot, Izzy. Oh, and then yes, Lady F. From the window to the wall, till the sweat dropped down my. Yo,
lounge singing it, huh?
Huh?
You're lounge singing it.
Oh, yeah, I love lounge. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love because you could do Christmas, like, you know, Bing Crosby, you know, all these guys, Perry, you know, these guys that are like, you know, it's like what am I gonna sing? Silent night. Holy night, all is bright. You know, you got those guys that are like, they do that. They like Michael Bublé's pretty good too. He's a good, you know, croner type guy. Lady F, you gonna hop on and sing some Christmas songs like Cartman for us?
Oh, does she do a good Cartman?
She was hoping that somebody would sing Last Christmas in Cartman's voice. So a couple of us did that, but she came on and she did it. She was really good. It was funny.
She's full of hidden talents, that Caroline.
No.
She's also going to be coming up for, just like you, for her second appearance on the 10-1-1.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I got some books now that came in this year, and I'm like, yes.
Locked in.
I'm pumped.
No, she says no. She's saving all her specialness for her titty flashing on your show.
Oh. I heard she's saving her voice because she's going caroling in her town later. No.
Right.
No,
Caroline is someone I would imagine is a crazy drunk.
Oof.
Like I bet when you're around her drunk, you're just like cracking up the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Austin, what's up, sir?
Hey, what up, Austin? How you doing, brother?
I know we got a band in Roscoe.
What?
She says she's a very jovial drunk. I can see that about her. What's funny too is I like Caroline will jump on any stream too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, she's got some killer books too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no lie. She's really like, she's put up books where I'm like, and then here I'm pulling my phone up, going on eBay or somewhere looking for that book. Like House of Mystery.
Like about what she does though is she reads those books. She knows the story of them. She's not just buying something because it's a key. She's actually read it. She actually knows the story.
Oh yeah, no, she's
not chasing a key because it's a key. She actually has knowledge about it.
Yeah,
Marcus is saying that Caroline saved everyone from FOC this past Tuesday.
Oh, did she flash there too? No.
Right. Does she even wear shirts anymore?
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, no, she had a House of Mystery and it was a ice cream cone melting, and it was like a face and stuff, and it was so dope. And I was like, man, I got to have that in my collection.
Right, is that the one that Ice Cream Man homaged?
It could have been. It could have been. It was a skeleton hand that was holding a cone, and then the ice cream's melting, and it's a creepy creepy face that was melting, and I was just like, I have to have that book in my collection.
Nice. Now, have you with your art, have you drawn a lot of horror as well, Roscoe?
No, I haven't.
Are you a horror guy though?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I like horror. I mean, it's not like it's my number one genre,
Right.
but I do love horror. But I love like Rob. Rob just posted up these DC books recently, for like House of Mystery and all these other different ones, and are unexpected, and some of those covers, like The Wicked, some of those covers are gorgeous. I mean, absolutely stunning. And so I was.
This is not the lost one.
It looked like me and Rob were just gone together.
Well, I did because the pool, like I showed you guys, the pool was overflowing. So Dad's getting ready to put the pump in, but in the process, one of his hearing aids fell out. We can't find it because he was trying to make sure that weren't going to get in water, but. Now we can't find a hearing aid.
Well, that's good news. You won't lose it outside then.
Right?
That's the hope.
Well, what about the DC books, Roscoe?
Well, I was just saying that some of those, unexpected, the House of Mystery, a lot of those covers are just phenomenal.
Yeah, I've been loving those.
Yeah. So, but that's what I was telling to Gary was, horror's not my main genre, but I mean, I can't pass up those books. But I do like horror, but I don't really draw it too much. Me, I'm more of a cartoonist, so I'm more of lighthearted. But believe me, I would love to get more into like grittier stuff. Like but I mean, again, still I draw stuff and it still comes off like well, it's cartoony, so it's okay, So
right.
Oh, hey, that's cool. I mean, that's that's for me. It's like it's not my genre that I read them or something, but I love the covers, and so I've been picking them up because it's just been fabulous.
Oh yeah. Some of them are like I said, Lady F. That's kind of like I kind of got into it again back in 2018, 2019. But then when I got into more in the community in 2020 and started learning more and seeing Lady F was showing all these House of Mystery books like on the hunt and just randomly. And I was just like, or when she was like, "Oh, not near mint," and I was just like, "Man, some of these," So then I started hunting, and I'm like, "Oh gosh,
Witching Hour, great." There's so many of them in reality. In the Marvel ones, there's some good Marvel ones too, but they're completely undervalued. Because everybody just goes DC horror from the Bronze Age horror. Nobody talks about
really Chamber of Chills is great.
Yeah, Vault of Evil.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have the reprint stuff, like the Where Monsters Dwell or Roam or whatever, which are like the reprints from the old Tales of Suspense creatures and stuff. And
I love those too. Where the Monsters Dwell. Oh God, some of those covers are so dope. But yeah, DC gets a lot more love on those. That's for damn sure.
I got a couple of those books in that curated mystery box that dropped yesterday.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was a nice box, man. That was really cool. That was really dope.
So when he announced that he was going to do a fully curated box, I was like, oh, okay, I know I'm all in at the highest dollar amount because it's like you're guaranteed to. Anyone I was talking with him, James was like, oh yeah, he already had a list from. A few things, but then I expanded it some. And he goes, well, okay, would you have any specific issues? So I said, sure. Gave him my hunt list that had like some of those Ultimate Comics, the Ultimate Spider-Man books was like, here's the exact issues I need in my filler run. And it was like, so it was great getting not just a title you're interested in, but getting books that you definitely did not have at all in your PC. The only book that was a duplicate was first appearance of Tombstone, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm so sorry. I'll take another one.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was the first Tombstone. I would have never guessed it was in Web of Spider-Man.
Web of Spider-Man, let alone that cover, is not a cover that makes you think of Tombstone at all either, because he's not on the cover. So
that one's cool, Mark. But where's your Godzilla versus Charles Barkley?
Isn't that not a cheap book?
Yeah,
no, it is not a cheap book.
No, I found it in the $2 bin.
You would.
I do. It's amazing. I know. It's funny because like Louis, you ever like watch Louis? Like, I just got this for $1, and people are like, "That's ridiculous," but it's so true here in Florida.
Well, especially if you take the time to dig through them, right, and really go look for. That's my problem. Is I see the book. I don't want to even take my time digging through that stuff, and that means that's fine. That just means you miss out on those stories of finding that gold that's been in that 14 other people who missed.
That's why I never count myself out from owning an Action Comics 1.
Hey, never know. Never know.
Also, I'm about to go meet my oldest daughter, so I'm either going to leave it in Rob's hands or I'm just.
No, my battery's very low, so.
Yeah, I got to get going too. So
family's getting up.
That's right. Wrap it because I got to go start cooking too.
That's all right. But hey, we've done it before. One last thing though, just because we've done it, we've met Pops, right? So now you guys have to meet my Pops real quick. You say hello, Dad.
Hello, Dad.
and here's my mom.
Hello.
That's a good-looking couple. What happened to you, Rob?
Trying to say, hey, Rob.
Sometimes two good-looking people have an ugly chud like me. It does happen.
Rob,
yeah.
Kids are trying to tell him, hey.
Oh, hello from Mark's kids.
All right, now
Mark's kids.
You can't really see them because they're microscopic up over here the way they have them set up. But hold on, I can.
Oh, you got people waving at you all over.
There we are. All right.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
You guys have Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everybody. Happy New Year.
And if you see Aquaman, Rebel Moon, Monarch, any of the amazing stuff that drop, we'll be discussing all of it Sunday night at 8:30 for at Weeks In. It's going to be an epic show. It's going to be great. See y'all there.
Saturday, tomorrow, Saturday, Only Slabs, the year in review special. Chris and I are top 10 slab pickups of the year.
Nice. And I just dropped a video on my channel for unboxing my Comic Book Community Awards. Appreciate you all.
All right, everybody.
And as Justin says,
smoke bomb.